Technicolor, if you will. That's the road here, live. There's nobody watching, baby. They ain't shit watching. But they're gonna come on because it's 10:39. It's closer to the first time that we did it, baby. Nobody's gonna watch if I'm doing Dusty Roads. I'll just smile. We are live in Charlotte at the Gathering. And I can't say anything bad because this is the part that people can see when they go back and watch. And we have a watcher. I want to wait to get revved up. I'm going to pull some goodies out. Not that kind of goodie.
Surprise, the watcher is me.
Is it
and
good?
it's Tim.
Hi, Tim. There he is. Hi, Tim. Welcome. We've got a couple watchers. Good. We're just getting revved up. As I showed Nikita Koloff. Oh, my God. Probably the first time anyone's had a video of him.
Oh, we have feedback. Producer number 2. Stay in your lane, producer number 2.
There is Nikita. We're going to talk about Nikita. Who's there?
Is that Mazer, I believe?
Mm-hmm.
Mikey Mazer Food Reviews.
Yes, we love them. Sabu. I can see it too well, so. Go back a little so that you have to read me these things. Sabu is the new from Ringside Collectibles. I forget what they call them. But.
They did one with Nikita.
What are we talking about
with Nikita? And McMaz, we're going to talk about the Pissplex, although I still haven't met Linda Dallas. I guess that's tomorrow.
Unsanctioned?
They're gonna. Oh yeah, unsanctioned is a Sabu. Yeah, they're doing Nikita, or were we just talking about this one? I'm not sure. Oh, the video. Oh no, I know what it means. They did a video. Title Run Toys did one with Nikita, showing these today. Yeah. Right. I didn't watch it, but I saw it in the feed.
Nikita switched rooms.
Yeah, he did.
Yesterday he was in the empty vendor room where gathering guests go to die, not literally.
We're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about the pricing of some of this and how people were rebelling against it. We are getting a good... Hello, everybody. Welcome.
Are you opening?
Yes, I am going to open it. Not tonight. We're gonna look at it on the card, and I'm gonna do a full unboxing soon. Title Run's excited for it because Title Run respects that I'm the anti-influencer and that I don't lie, I don't suck up. They respect that I will tell the truth about their product. So yeah, this is it. Nikita is here now. I know there were some questions about. I posted the picture that I'd got Nikita. This is the J&J Figures exclusive version. They rolled them out this morning. The cases were there. They put them out. Title Run Toys was right next to them. So I said, somebody had asked, what about the regular Nikitas? They said 6 weeks. So they said they're going to be available soon, but they told me 6 weeks. So I'm just going to repeat what they told me. They did have the other Nikita prototype there. They let me hold the Biker Adrian Adonis. I held the one with the leg warmers too. The leg warmers are kind of, you can actually remove them, but they said don't remove them because they'll probably tear. But they let me hold the Adrian with the leg warmers too, and then the Biker one was the one I really wanted to. It has a good feeling to it. I didn't rub the little boobs, but you know.
Mike Parker checking in. He said Linda Dallas is tomorrow.
Okay, good. I'm going to get her. I have her Wonder Brahma card ready. And Mick Mazrebs wants to talk about the Pissplex, which is a Cornette story about her. So I'd never heard it, though. He told me last night. So
I was going to say, that is not in the comments.
No. It was a private moment about piss.
I hope it was a private moment.
But here is Nikita. I'll show the back. Let's see who's on there. There it is.
Real quick, Josh, refresh my memory. Which viewers did you meet today?
I met Josh, who's he had like Joshua Josh, and then Seth, he was talking about the chicken salad heart attack last night, and he's the one who sent me the Warrior LJN Mattel JN that I reviewed.
Okay.
So yeah, he was going home today. Josh was also.
Oh, they were both leaving.
Yeah.
Oh.
That's very rare that people leave on Friday. Usually people are just getting here on
They
Friday.
both just did today, I think. They
Huh.
both just today. Seth was going on vacation with his wife and children, so he only lives an hour away, and he's never heard of FanFest or The Gathering until this year. And he's a huge wrestling fan and collector. I
Seth
know.
is here.
Oh, Seth's online.
Seth, hi, we were talking about you. Hi. Great meeting you today. We took pictures. I'm going to post the pictures, and we talked a long time and talked about the broskies.
Let me pose a question to Seth real quick.
Sure.
Seth, what was your favorite part of the gathering today? Was it somebody you met? Was it just meeting fellow fans? We'll give you
Yeah,
time
because
to
like I
compose
said,
a
he
response.
said he'd never heard of the show before, and he's in Gaffney, so I've seen the signs to Gaffney here. So
He just said literally never heard of it.
yep. See, that's a reason for us to come back right there. He's gonna come back. Can't wait for next year. See, not that we weren't thinking of coming back. We just it felt a little different. We were talking about that last night. Today we felt a bit more like the gatherings of old. So, my producers are talking. I saw that. That's pretty cool. Yeah, and then me and Seth were talking. We were standing in the lobby, and Pat Tanaka walked by, and what kind of people were walking by, and we were talking about the pricing, and that's been a thing, kind of a theme the past few days here, and nobody will talk about it on the official Facebook pages or whatever, but because it's not really with Marty, the promoters or anything, it's the vendors, and like there's a whole other room with Lex Luger, and this is not reflecting on the wrestlers either. Lex Luger and the Steiners and Arn Anderson and Mike Rotunda and Bo Dallas, and they're pretty much sitting there twiddling their thumbs, and it's because the prices are outrageous for them, and some of them will make it up, as they go along. These people, the handlers sitting with them, and it's one person pretty much bringing in all of them. I don't have to mention names.
I will.
Okay.
No, I'm kidding.
Oh, all right.
I will mention a name. Our viewer Vanilla Snickers says hi, which Vanilla Snickers sounds really good right now. It's
Hi,
not,
Vanilla Snickers.
not to be confused with Vanilla Wafers, the
No.
preferred snack of producer number 2.
By the way, Kranz, they did have the Grogu ones at Walmart, so
Oh, they did?
you need to try the Grogu vanilla wafers. Yeah,
Are they a sponsor on JW's Live's YouTube show?
I should grab that. Yeah. I'm the anti-influencer.
We need sponsors, everybody.
Seth pointed out that he did enjoy the entire day, enjoyed meeting you, which I assume is Josh.
I enjoyed meeting you as well.
And then Hakushi was very pleasant.
Ooh.
And then he also comments on that how talkative and how sweet Dawn Marie is.
Oh.
And that he also adds that lady is so nice.
So nice that one of our producers has met her twice, to the detriment of the other producer who never has met her. So that's a story for another day. Maybe we'll talk about that in bonus time today.
And she was rocking the underboob. But speaking of Hakushi, there's what I got signed by Hakushi: a weekly gong, and he decapitated the Undertaker.
I saw he had a photo on his table of a decapitated Bret Hart.
I remember when they did that was an angle. Yeah,
It was
that
a
on TV.
great feud.
Yeah. Yeah. And this is just one of their weekly magazines over there. I have a ton of weekly gongs. I'm sure a lot of you do as well. And yeah, they were quite amazing with their photography and covered everything. Covered our stars as well as theirs, and that's what I got signed by Hakushi. Looks like we have a lot of questions rolling in.
Are you allowed to say where you got that from, or is that a Joshy secret?
The Weekly Gong? The magazine
The
itself?
magazine, yeah.
Oh, Toudoukan Shop. Toudoukan Shop. It's a Japanese, it's a store outside Tokyo, sort of a suburb of Tokyo, and they have a website. So, yeah.
So Tim comments, he says the cheaper the autographs, the better. The
Yep.
more they'll sign and make. I met Danhausen in January. His stuff was so reasonable.
Mm-hmm. That's why I have Danhausen, because, I don't do too much of the, the modern stuff, but he was a regular at one of a show called Toy Hio. I'll give them a plug. I don't care. That all four of us sitting here would used to frequent. Not so much anymore. But he was at almost every show. Not every show, but almost. They did 3 shows a year. I would say he was usually a 2 out of the 3 for a while there, a good stretch. So even I have him. I got him to sign an AEW figure. I have a photo.
Seth makes a great point, too. He says he wanted an IRS auto, didn't want to get anything signed by Uncle Howdy, and he thinks that the father and son sharing a table was kind of awkward.
It was awkward, and the one time, actually both times that I went in when Bo Dallas was there, he was sitting there like the scene in The Wrestler, which I've always hated that scene because I'd already, by the time that, and I love that movie. That's like my favorite movie, but by the time that movie came out, I'd already been doing conventions for 5 years, and I knew that most of them weren't like that autograph signing scene, but this was like it, and it was because of the pricing. And it was just the one room at the gathering. Everybody else is in the other rooms talking to the glamour girls, and, God, who else? Danny Davis, and, people with relatively reasonable pricing. I mean, the glamour girls. They're just making up stuff as they go along in the good way, not the way, oh, well, I don't like that item, I'm going to charge you $60, It's more like, $30, get a photo with both of us, some autographs, we'll just throw some photos in. That's what it's like with them. That's the way it should be. And I had a nice long chat with Leilani Kai and Judy Martin and Princess Victoria and Susan Green and Tony Rose.
That's not the only father-son table. Isn't Brock and Arn Anderson right next door, I think?
And they make themselves miserable because, like, last year they were setting their prices. They were setting their own prices, and Arn's like, oh, yeah, 80 on that one.
I remember going to a Wrestling Revolver show in Dayton where Brock was wrestling on the card, and they brought in Arn as well, and they were at a table together. And again, it was the same type of deal, right? Or maybe Arn canceled, and it was just Brock that showed up. But Brock was like 50, 80. It was like convention pricing at an indie show.
Tim, I saw Tim's question, so I'll answer it. Tim, Mike Rotunda he seemed the same as ever. The hospice thing, I think, was false. I think Barry got confused. I think the story was Barry got confused with somebody else being in hospice or something, and Mike did have some health issues, but he looked the same sitting there as he always does to me.
They eventually corrected that.
Right? Yeah. There was some miscommunication there or something.
Going back to Seth's point real quick, producer number 1 and I went to a show where
you're like Executioner 1 and 2 or Samoan 1 and 2. Yeah.
I want to be a conquistador.
Okay. Uno and dos. Okay.
Went to a show where Wayne Bloom and Von Wagner were sitting.
That's right. That's his son. Yeah.
Yeah, and so
was it awkward?
It was because Wayne Bloom, was very encouraging of trying to get us to either buy more stuff.
One of those.
One of his stuff. So.
There's someone in this live right now that got really mad at a certain former stooge of Mr. Vince McMahon who was sitting at his table at NWA Fan Fest in the super ticket line trying to sell him T-shirts. We'll see if he comments on this.
Ooh,
Mr. McMahon.
So we've got. I want to buy one of those T-shirts because I've always wanted one.
Yeah, I'm sure he'll sell you one if you run into him.
Seth says this isn't something we wanted to touch on tonight because I got an inside scoop from somebody about this. He said Ron Simmons showed up at a show in Georgia instead of the Gathering.
Oh.
And we know why he wasn't here at the Gathering,
right.
Do we not?
Well, yeah, and that because Seth knows that. I told him that, so he gave us a little more info. Thank you. Yeah, from what I heard, the promoter who was, and again, this is not, I don't want to be confusing this with the promoter of the Gathering itself. That is Marty. I have nothing bad to say about Marty. I love Marty. We don't get to talk to him enough because he's running around, so nothing to do with him. This is about the individual vendor promoter who was bringing in these names to this show. Apparently, from what the scuttlebutt that I heard, to use a great term, the promoter himself canceled Ron coming here and Barry Windham and I think one other person because he didn't get enough advanced sales. And isn't that an old school wrestling promoter style? And that's exactly what this guy is. I mean, even calling him a promoter is too nice. He's scum, but
Which for me, I never do pre-sales.
No.
I always pay at the pay window.
Yep.
If you will, did it? I
do a few. I do a few, but it's only if I I just feel like getting it out of the way before I get here. If it's somebody I absolutely know, and if it's a trust, I never do it with that promoter that I was talking about. I'll do it with Marty, some of the other ones here, but
feels like potentially they missed out on a lot of money.
Yeah,
because I feel like a lot of people. I heard them say that they were disappointed that Barry canceled. They were disappointed that Ron canceled. I heard somebody say they were disappointed that Jim Brunzell canceled.
Yeah. Well, I heard there was a lady. We were in the elevator and it went up to another floor and they couldn't get on, so they just stayed out and waited for another one. And there was a lady, and I don't know who she is. I've seen her at these shows before, and I heard her. I knew exactly what she was talking about before the doors closed. She was saying, "I respect all those guys in there, but those prices are just ridiculous." Of course, she was talking about that room, you know. Because they were big stars. It was almost like an early '90s WCW Who's Who. If you had had Simmons and Barry Windham, because you had Luger, the Steiners, Arn, you had like all kind of Galoob figures sitting right there in living color, but nobody was getting them. And I think Seth was the one who touched on this just earlier. We've always said this. Uncle Brian has said this. You guys have said this. If they would do fairer prices, they would make more money.
That's what Tim just said.
Yes, that's Tim. Okay, it was Tim that said that. It's like I always say. I think a lot of you watching, and definitely everybody in this room likes meeting wrestlers, celebrities, but they don't live in the same world as us. That's just how it is. You know, we can talk to them and, you know, communicate and connect with them as much as we want, but it's just not, they don't understand. They don't understand that, you know, we would like to get a lot of things signed, you know, meet them. But, you know, we have to think about mortgages at the end of the day and car payments and food. They don't have to worry about that. They just think, oh, you can come here and just spend $60 to $80 on everyone, you know, everyone that's here. They don't get it.
Friendly Lurker has joined.
Hi, Friendly Lurker. Welcome back.
Hey, a point on pricing. I think that's just the way of the world now. It's like that for Comic-Cons.
Yeah.
It's like that for sports conventions, trading card shows when they bring in guests.
The card show, damn it.
Mickey Mantle and Willie Mays and actual baseball legends and Hall of Famers used to be $10, $15, $20 in the early 90s. Now, people who have never played a game in Major League Baseball are $200, $300.
Right. Exactly. It's like the NXT people that were on maybe one time crazy. And that I never even heard of, and there they are. Oh, $80 combo because I got tits. You know what the hell? Come on.
Pre-gathering, I was trying to do some research on different talents that are here, and I was trying to find if I had a picture with the Patriot, if it was Tom Brady or Del Wilkes, and I believe I met the Patriot at an IWC show, Night of Legends. So I tried to do research, and that directed me to a blog entry by none other than our humble host, talking about IWC Night of Legends 2008, right. 2009, and you were talking about Kamala and how Kamala was like $5 or $10 an item.
Right.
Kamala.
Mick Maz. By the way, Mikey. By the way, first off, Friendly Lurker, welcome back. We will go over if you missed anything, we can go back over it. McMahon said Mean Jerry, so he kind of outed Mr. Briscoe there. That's the one I was talking about earlier that he had the issue with the shirt. And McMahon will tell you at a Night of Legends, $5 Bret the Hitman Hart autographs. I had everything in my bag signed for him. $5. $5 a pop. He will never forget that.
I know he's not as big a star as Bret Hart, but Dustin Rhodes in Connellsville.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I was there.
Was he in a hockey rink?
That little, like a roller skating rink.
Yeah, $5.
$5. Uncle Bravin and I were there. We got lost going there. Yeah, were you there? We didn't know
I was there. Yeah.
See, you get to love people. You don't even know it, and you're in their presence, and then they get to be your man. Not that way.
Producer number 2, you want to get involved here and read some comments?
Well, I was going back a little bit. Seth, I don't think we said this. He said that side of the room, referring to the one you were speaking of earlier, was weird and expensive.
Yep, the lakefront room, I think. Lakeview, yeah. I've got Luger because like I was describing yesterday, I got Luger and I set my price. She did it, and then did I tell that story? I don't know if I did. And she gave me too much change back. And do you think I was? This isn't the church sale where I'm going to be like, oh, you gave me too much change. Here you go. No, this is a greedy ass taking my money. So no. And Lex doesn't care. Lex is sitting there sweet as pie. He doesn't care what these people are making off of him. He's getting paid, and he liked seeing my items.
And the funny thing about the Lakeview room, I noticed that this afternoon there's a banner now that's hanging from the hallway, the main hallway leading into the Lakeview room. And I think maybe the promoter thought that, well, people don't know that our talent is over on this side, so I'm going to put up a banner and maybe that'll increase foot traffic. It's not that they don't know that your people are there. They know. They're just avoiding it because they know how much the prices are.
Right.
And they can't afford it. When there's a lot of talent here and there's not as much money to go around, you have to prioritize and pick and choose who's important to you. So if you could do maybe the Steiner Brothers for $160 a combo, or you could take that $160 and get $5 $30 combos in the other room.
Yep. You could get every legendary female wrestler in that room for under the price that you could get the Steiners for. And maybe some people would rather have the Steiners, but I don't know. You could get Tommy. You could have probably got Tommy Rich included in that. He was world champion. My boy.
Major says he talked about in Jersey, WrestleMania 29, Angle, Brett, Edge, Liger, RVD were all $25. Hogan was $150 for a combo.
Where did he say it was? Jersey?
Jersey.
Oh, yeah, that was
WrestleCon.
WrestleCon. The only WrestleCon I ever did. Yeah.
I thought Russell, he spelled it Russell Cohen. I thought it was a person. I was like, who the hell's Russell
maybe
Cohen?
Maybe he's doing a voice thing. I don't know.
Yeah.
I think Tim said something. I think we missed it. I don't know.
Yeah, Tim says that Lex still has a nice signature.
He does. And it matches, because the first time I met him was before all that. He still was muscular and walking. And it matches his signature from then. He learned how to do it. He holds the Sharpie or the pen. I had to sign something in ballpoint. He had me steady it for him, but, you know.
Did Thumpy do the inscriptions or no?
Yeah, he did.
Okay,
yeah, he put much love, fantastic Thumpy.
Seth's commenting on a couple of his experiences. Got the Steiners, Matt Maniac signed $200. Got a photo with his phone with the Hardys and 8x10, also $200.
Wow, we got them for like $5 a pop at the Night of Legends too.
So that's the point we're trying to make, is invent time travel and go back 15, 20 years.
Oh, how about we go back? What was the one I always talk about that Greg told me about?
Andre?
Yeah, Andre did $5 gimmicks once sitting on a tailgate of a truck. Yeah, in somewhere in North Carolina.
North Carolina.
Yeah. Wahoo was on an indie show. This is 91. Wahoo was on an indie show. Obviously, Andre was at his ranch. He heard Wahoo was going to be there. He wanted to go visit with Wahoo. They backed a truck up to this little tent, put the tailgate down. Andre sat there, $5 gimmicks. Good God. I want a picture. I just want to see it. I know it happened because Greg told me, but I just want to see it. I want to see somebody's photo. They were doing Polaroids. I want to see someone's photo. And I work with a lady. I don't work with her in person anymore because I don't work in office anymore. But she was a flight attendant in the late 80s, and she didn't really know who he was. But she was assigned to keep people away from Andre at the airport, at the Pittsburgh airport. And another flight attendant asked if she could get a photo with Andre, and he obliged. And then the lady I know didn't really want one, but she got one. And she brought it in one day, and I copied it. And that Chris Owens, who's a really good guy, he does the Andre memorial stuff.
Yep.
He put it on it's on his site. She let me. I asked her if I could send it to him because I knew he'd love it. Because it was a fan photo that he'd never had. Nobody'd seen it. So
Tim says he's never spent a dime beating Hulk Hogan. I wonder, Tim, is that because his prices were too much for you, or another reason?
Yeah, which way does that? Yeah.
And then Major said we got the Steiners IWC Super Ticket, but they would only sign that program.
Mike is driving home and has us on. We love him. That's amazing.
Are you driving home, or are you driving a bus?
Probably driving home from the bus.
Don't drive the bus.
Mikey Mazer is a man of many talents.
Please be careful. if you're gonna.
Yeah, absolutely. I'm not worth dying for. Walmart and Giant. Oh, okay. So yeah, right. Because he said the other night. Tim said that he did the Giant Eagle.
Oh, that's right.
Oh
Yeah.
yeah, that's right.
Hey, the best price is free $99.
Well, aside from the time that Mike Mazur and I split a combo at that WrestleCon because he needed the photo op and I wanted another autograph, so we split a combo. But besides that, you were at the other two. You and Uncle Bravin were at the other two. I didn't spend that much on him because we got the whole TNA roster plus Flair, Sting, and Hogan at the first one, and the second one Hogan and Flair all for like what, $150, $200. It was dirt cheap. Everybody, Kurt Angle, the Hardys, those TNA. That's why I will always root for TNA, even if I don't watch it, because those shows were amazing.
So Mike Parker chimed back in. He said, ironically, the guy I would have happily paid more was reasonable, which was Gangsta Mustafa at $35, and I agree.
He's a rare one. I've never seen him do anything.
Yeah, I got to meet him today too. I happily spent my I think mine was $30, so I don't know if you had a figure or something where they upcharged you, but
He doesn't have any.
oh, does it?
No.
$30 combo.
And
for
who
me.
was that? Eric Sims?
That was Eric Sims. Yeah, he was next to 911.
Bravo, Eric Sims, for being reasonable. That's good. See, I won't.
Maybe it was 40 for my combo. I don't know.
No,
So maybe I overpaid.
I won't. When people are reasonable, I'll go. We had, Greg Price again. I don't know if he's watching tonight, but he. I just got a text from somebody that should be in this chat in this video, so he should get in here. Get in here. But anyway, Greg Price was very reasonable today with Disco Inferno and Doug Dillinger. Yeah. DJ didn't like one of the people working that booth, but it wasn't Greg. Greg wasn't there, so. I mean, producer number one. Conquistador.
Yeah, some old man was trying to prevent me from taking an extra photo of producer number 2, which wasn't an extra photo, it was just a different pose, and he likes to have multiple pictures for each pose, so that way in case one doesn't come out because of lighting or somebody blinks, he has a backup. So we paid for the photo op, he paid for the photo op. There was no big deal, but the guy was the handler was trying to harass me and tell me to wrap it up.
Mustafa was on TNA recently.
He was.
As was Action Mike Jackson. I don't know how recent that was, but I saw a clip and I was like, yeah.
That's been a long.
Really?
Yeah, Mustafa
Was it?
is like
Okay.
super recent, like within the last year. To the point where when I saw it, I was like, hey, he's going to be at the gathering. That'll be cool.
Mm-hmm.
Tim says Disco was so nice when he met him, so.
I like that. I've
He
always
was very
liked
nice
this
today. I like Disco. We talked about Mark Madden because Disco has, I don't know if this is common knowledge or not, Major might know because he's in Pittsburgh, that Disco has called in as Mr. Friday Afternoon giving football picks on the
Yeah.
Mark Madden program.
Well,
and he's also Randall TiVo. He told me the ballad of Randall TiVo. So
When Disco was in 2002, long time ago, for IWC a few times, Mark Madden managed him. So
they're good buddies.
yeah.
They have a relationship kind of like producer number 1 and producer number 2, where one is a lot meaner to the other. I will let you draw your own conclusions there.
Also got Danny Davis signed, the TRT. He was here in his Dangerous Danny jacket he was wearing, so that's cool. Yeah, that was fun. I would have preferred they had the Mr. X available, but I did the thing with the prototype. If you haven't watched it, it's a short on here. So, and Uncle Bravin filmed the signing of this figure as a short, so I put that up as well, so you can see that. You can see a action figure signing as it happened. I like to pepper in some memorabilia now and then. We got more. Just something you're looking for?
No, I was just looking to see what was on deck. I wanted a preview.
We got more. We got more. This is all just stuff that I got signed. It's a lot of retros. I did a lot of retros today. That's just the part.
Major says any photo up with Doug Dillinger should have been him pulling on your leg like when he tore Sting's ACL. It's a good callback.
He was wearing the. I thought it was.
That was cool.
Cool. He was wearing the WCW polo.
We did the point too, the famous point.
I forgot to do the point. Yeah. Yeah. Danny did, yeah. He did. Wear the long sleeves. And I guess that was why that was in his ring gear, too. That was long sleeves.
Yeah.
You know,
That's true.
the long white. I think he even had some sort of like striped pants on too, like he did. I think. I'll have to look at the picture. I didn't really want to look at Danny Davis's legs, but you know. Leilani's though. I love Leilani. I wish she'd bring her up. She would come. Okay, let me tell you the God's honest truth. Leilani Kai and Judy Martin and probably Princess Victoria would be like right behind me right now if I just like I could text. Well, I can't text because this is on my phone, but I could text them right now and be like, get up here. Come up to J-Dub's room. They would.
What? Wow.
Isn't that impressive that I'm bragging about how I could get elderly women in my room?
Major wants to know if Uncle Brian is in the hot tub with Judy Martin right now.
It's gonna be delayed here. He's gonna either glare or laugh.
So far, it's just a glare.
It's just a glare. It's disgust. It's utter disgust. This is like radio. We have to describe. Oh, it's. He liked it.
You got a smirk out of
You
that,
got it.
Major.
You got it. I must know the recipe for this carrot cake. Okay, I'm not going to do any more inside jokes because we're talking to everybody here. Let's look at the Orient Express.
Ooh.
Yeah. Pat Tanaka and Paul Diamond. That was fun. Got him to sign it in red. And then Paul Diamond also signed. And he didn't sign it where I wanted him to sign it, so it kind of blends in, but because I had yellow, he signed it down there, but it's still cool. It's still nice. I like it.
Did he sign it, Max Moon?
Yeah, it's there. It's just yellow. I was like aiming for up here, and then he started down there. So I said, whatever. Yeah, you just kind of roll with it at times. You don't really, fight it. It's there. It's Max Moon.
I see it.
He doesn't have a very good signature. But...
I like his Paul Diamond signature because it's got like a little diamond at the end.
You know what? Oh, I do. Okay, I would have because I have a Bad Company photo signed. I was like, do I even have anything signed by him as Paul Diamond? No, I didn't bring it over. It's somewhere over there. But I got a Pat Tanaka marked out for this Memphis promo photo I had of him with the jacket, and what did he sign it? Pat Tanaka, he put something else cool under there. So, did he say signed to Kato, didn't he?
Kato, he did sign to Kato.
Thank God. We all know the stories. Like Uncle Brian there, Uncle Brian was at a signing once. I was there, but I don't remember this. I don't remember it happening. But he was there, and he had it was Godfather, I think, figure, the classic. And then our friend Rick was behind Uncle Brian, and Brian walks along, doesn't look at what he signed on the figure, and Godfather looks up at Rick and says, "I think I just signed his figure the wrong gimmick." So Rick goes up to Brian and says, "Hey, take a look at what he signed on your figure." That's how he talks. That's how Rick talks. "Take a look at what he signed on your figure." And Brian looks at it and goes, he didn't throw it, but he's throwing other figures. Nick Maz can talk about that too.
So Tim had a few comments. He said WCW always dealt with real injuries really great. Sting, Magnum's accident, Animal Eye injury.
That's true.
Sting's Great American Bash, Nikita and Dusty forming superpowers in a weightlifting contest.
That's true. Yeah, I just heard Warlord talking about the weightlifting one and how Animal had been busted in a match, that whole eye socket or whatever it was, and so they wrote that in. They did that.
And then Seth says, Hakushi had such a light hand, I can barely tell he signed my heels and faces. Maybe I just need to revisit it when I get back from the coast.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's... When people sign in poor spots, or maybe with a light touch...
Sometimes there's just no good spot to sign on. These ones came out good. Now, this isn't open. It's the collector-friendly Epic Toys, so you can slide them off. When it's the singles like this, I just have them sign it where I will see it when I can slide the figure and the card back on it. Barbarian did a great job there with the yellow. He was very talkative. He's a very nice guy, but sometimes he's more quiet. Usually the Warlord is the more talkative one. He loves to talk. But man, he was in a great mood.
He was very chatty.
Yeah,
today.
he's He's like, this is the one with the antlers. I'm like, yeah.
My photo with Barbarian that I had him sign was from a Bobby Fulton independent show in southeastern Ohio.
Chili coffee.
Chili coffee adjacent, but yeah, pretty close enough. And Barbarian recognized it and reminisced a little bit, and then he said that he was kind of sad because he said Bobby Fulton's in poor health. So hope Bobby's doing okay.
Hey, Alcatraz.
Oh, he found the ultimate cactus jack at Walmart today. A little disappointed in the detailed no arm scar.
I haven't seen it yet. Well, there was one on a table, but I didn't look at it because it's not going to be it's not going to be retail. But we went over. Me and Uncle Bravin just 2 hours ago went over to Walmart here. They had the shipper with some of the WWE superstars. They had Jesse and Mankind left. The Dusties and the Takers were gone. He's already found me the whole set, so I'm good there. But I have everybody in the new Monday Night Wars except for Bryan Adams, and they had none of those. They had a whole bunch of just greatest hits, and it was like modern. And then they had, I'd never seen it. Everybody says it's a shelf warmer everywhere. I'd never seen that Ultimate DDP with the NWO shirt, and it looks pretty nice. But I want like early '90s DDP. I want like sleazy manager, sleazy undercard guy DDP, and nobody's ever made him. It's always, which is fine. It's always big time WCW hero babyface DDP. But
Tim Collins says that he wants an animal with a hockey mask.
Oh, right, the Road Warrior animal. Why was I going back to George Steele? I was like, George Steele with a hockey mask? I was like, was that a bunkhouse battle royal or something? Oh, that would be great. I could see Latuni doing that. They're doing like the powerlifting animal with the Zubaz pants, which is, Latuni is just crazy. He's everywhere.
Alcatraz must be a local because he says North for Sales Walmart has a full stock today, surprisingly.
We know someone who works there. We're not going to dox them, but...
Oh, we do?
Yeah, we do.
I didn't know.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
We're not going to dox him, but that's good to know. He's very local.
Yeah, I went to that Primanti Brothers over the hill that closed.
I would love Vinny. I don't know why they haven't done Vinny Vegas yet, because they did Diamond Stud and Mean Mark. And I heard today, and I can't really talk about it, but I heard, if you go back and you remember who I've talked about already in this video, I heard some rumors about an upcoming figure, and another deep dive, and this person would not know what a deep dive is, and why it would be called that. But the way that this person told me what it was, and how they couldn't understand why that figure would be being made, it's of them. Yeah. If I will find out if I can say more. I don't think I can, but I will find out, and if I can, I will tell more tomorrow. I'm a tease.
Alcatraz just doxed himself. He says he's Mike Aiello.
Hi, Mike. Holy shit, I love Mike. I just talked to Mike at length for the first time in like years at Toy Palooza. Yeah, hi, Mike. Mike is very local.
Okay.
Yeah. I love Mike. Toy Palooza, next one is September 19th. Uncle Brian's going to have Kamala Legends on card. And if you listen to this guy, they're never going to make Kamala again, so bid high and bid often. No, he'll make you a deal. I knew that Alcatraz name with the Z's. I knew it.
One day closer to the Freebirds.
One day closer to the Freebirds, yes. And somebody here at the High Spots table has the Jimmy Garvin UK. I'm getting the UK Freebird Sun. Somebody has it. And this guy is just, I don't know, he's just like trying to like act like he's Diamond Jim or something. I don't know. He just no prices on anything, and he like calls you over. It's a really weird situation. I don't know what he has to do with High Spots.
Diamond Jim?
Yeah.
From Beaver.
What?
Oh, we must be thinking of different Diamond
No,
Jims.
well, that's just like a phrase, you know.
Oh,
but,
okay.
Yeah.
I thought you were talking about the actual Diamond Jim from Beaver, Pennsylvania.
Oh, no. Why does that sound
Carry
familiar,
on.
though? I probably know it. Well, I see something. I see some questions or comments. Or...
Major wants to know if it's the one he tossed past his head in Secaucus.
It is.
Is there a Kamala figure?
Yeah.
Okay. Well,
It's in good shape. Don't worry. It's in beautiful shape.
And Tim wants his Power Town Kamala, and he said assholes.
Yep. Yeah. I wish those influencers would get on that. You know, they just spend all their time and make all their money with their monetization, you know, begging people to buy stuff because it's so great. And then when the people split town, they suddenly clam up, or they say, oh, we have an update on Power Town. And then it's like, oh yeah, you're out of luck. There was somebody that left me a great comment on one of the Power Town videos just the other day, and I haven't had time being here to look into it, but he said he's worked for credit card companies for a long time, and people have gone on and tried to get their money. He said that if you say that it's been 120 or 190 days, something like that, there was a time period, days since they were supposed to deliver, then you can fight it. So I don't know. Maybe that can be a new outlet. Maybe I can try it and do a video on it. Then I'd be the hero. Wouldn't that be fun?
Seth chimes in. He says, I bought a Bruiser Brody plushie from him earlier, and instead of giving me a price, he asked me how much I'd pay for it. I said, anything over 20 and I'll walk. Strange setup, just tell me a price.
I hate that.
Who's he talking about?
It's a guy that's over at High Spots. I've never seen him before. He's not one of their regular. I don't know if he's just buying space or what, but because Brian knows all the High Spots people. He watches those.
I wonder if it was the older gentleman that was there. I was talking to somebody at the High Spots table today. Because I'll update for what we were talking about from yesterday. It was the event posters.
Yeah, they were off to the other side.
I finally got a price on them. They were $100
each.
And a bunch of them were already going. $100 at a minimum. And the one that I was looking at that had the West Texas State, Oklahoma State University was already gone. So,
So it wasn't 100 each for all of them. It was just certain ones, or was each one?
At first he said they're 100 each, and then he said there was one in there that was a white. He said it was a white event poster that was more, but he never gave me an amount. He never said which one it is. There were several white ones in the stack.
Okay. Because 100 for is as crazy as that seems for a poster that was ripped out of a window 50 years ago. 100, it's not bad these days. People go crazy for them. So.
I was told it came from Terry Funk's personal collection. There's no way to verify that, but
what did they do? Bust open his storage locker or something? And
it is High Spots. So Brian makes an appearance.
Where does it say that?
Oh, he was in the background of your video.
Oh, what in the reflection?
The reflection.
Oh, Brian.
That's why I'm farting up a storm over here, because I can't make it to the bathroom. Otherwise, I'll be in your shot. Did I say that out loud?
Plus
Sorry.
You're doing your job. You can't poop on the job or fart on the job. This is business. This is one of my favorites.
So Mike meant to ask, as in your Street Rougher crossover figures, did you see the No Mercy mods recently? They are amazing and free.
No, I didn't. No, that's fun. I'd like to see those. That would be fun. Because up there, and there's another crossover video coming. It's been done for a while, and I didn't know I was going to do all these lives. So it was supposed to be posted, but fortunately, YouTube is nice, and when you pre-upload, you can go in and just switch the date. You don't have to post it when you originally did. So you can put it out far in advance, and then when you want to post it, it'll post automatically. So that'll be coming. It's the Warrior. The Warrior is Blanca from Street Fighter. So, and then, like I showed this, I was really proud of how this one came out. I liked it. I'm proud of how a figure was signed. Come on, but no, I really like it. That's the epic Powers of Pain. And Barbarian on this one said, "People really like this one," and I was like, "Yeah." And it was funny. The funny story about it is that Warlord in my experience, is usually the one who writes Powers of Pain. He didn't. Barbarian asked me if I wanted him to write it, so that was different.
And Tim earlier said, talking about use of paint pen on the figures, he says that the majors always make fun of guys for using Sharpies.
I have no problem using Sharpie on anything looks. I'll like I said, I use ballpoint. I've started using ballpoint on really, really old stuff if I think it looks particularly better, like an old paper thin program. Fuck the majors. Who made them anything? They're nothing. I said that last night.
Yeah, we're punching up at you, Majors.
Yeah, I'll punch up at them because they're not going to punch down at me. If they do, hell, bring on the attention. Nothing to lose. Nothing to lose, everything to gain. That's the position you want to be in.
So Major says RGT 85 has the ECW and Saturday night's main event up.
I don't know what RG85 is.
RGT 85?
I don't know what that is, Mike.
Is that like SGT Slaughter?
Maybe, yeah.
Some guy in an SGT Sergeant Slaughter shirt passed out today in the super ticket room. That was a little scary.
You told me about that, yeah.
But he recovered and got his autograph. So
that's all that matters.
You know, it's the Gatherings version of Puke and Rally, which I'm sure they're at the hotel bar tonight. Probably a lot of puking, but earlier there was some passing out and rallying. So good for you.
That's all that matters. And you know, they're not going back to the whole Sharpie thing. And I don't like Sharpie. Who cares what they like? It's what you like, and that's the problem. They're all about, oh, look what I got. I'm just showing you because you guys want to see it, because you guys like to see the stuff that I'm getting signed. We're talking about the gathering, or we're at the event, and when I show things even at home, you like to see it. I'm not doing it to say, oh, look at me. I'm like to say, look, you could do this too. You can meet the Barbarian, the Warlord. You can buy an Epic. I'm sure they're not cheap anymore, but I'm sure you could buy an Epic pack online and get them to sign it. So, you know, it's not like, oh, this is worth $10,000. I spent all my money on it. Well, guess what? When your gravy train runs out and your wife leaves you, what do you got then, pal, huh? That was a shoot. Do we have a question?
Yeah, I was going to allow producer number 2 to chime in on this.
He's a Nintendo.
He's a Nintendo YouTube?
Oh, okay. A gamer. Gaming is such a big YouTube thing right now. When I read about people getting into YouTube and what genre they pick, they all talk about gaming. And here's my thing with it. It's perfectly fine. I mean, gaming is popular. I just don't understand why would a gamer not be playing the game rather than watching someone else play the game? I don't understand how it got so big. I just don't understand.
You got me.
I never liked watching people play. When I was a kid, if it wasn't my turn, I wasn't interested. Except for the time that at a birthday party in like 1989, we were playing Mario 2, and some kid picked Princess Toadstool. I almost said Peach. She wasn't Peach then. Maybe they're different. I don't know. I don't care. But somebody picked Princess Toadstool, and all the boys were like, oh, you picked a girl. And then he showed why, because she could fly.
Float for a long time.
Yeah, she could float, yeah. When Luigi just did his little bicycle kick, and Toad could barely, I love Toad, but he could barely jump because of his big honking mushroom cap. So yeah, that's how I ended up beating the game. And I never beat games as a kid. I didn't care about that. But I beat Mario 2 thanks to Princess Toadstool. What game is that?
Mario 2.
Very good. We were playing Guess the Game song before, so we live wonderful, fulfilling lives here in Charlotte, North Carolina.
Maybe it's kind of like sports card box breaks, watching those on YouTube.
Yeah.
Like it's not, you're watching them open the cards. It's not the cards that you bought, so you don't really get the dopamine rush of now this is in my collection, this is my hit. But you are watching somebody else do it, and when they get the hit, you kind of have that same endorphin rush.
Right.
And, but it's also, I will say, it is informational to find out what other people get in their boxes.
Right. I mean,
so that it helps you make an informed decision on whether or not you want to buy that product. So maybe that's kind of
and I can see that because you know there's some of these great folks who are spending their Friday night watching us are here, but or were here, but some aren't, and they're still watching us talk about this. So I can get it. I get it. I just always picture. I love games. I love video games. I don't know if I could get back into them now because I heard all the physical games are going the way. I would hate not owning, the physical game. But I love games, but I just felt like they would take up so much of my time when I would play them. Because if I'm doing other stuff like organizing figures, oh, that's a great Friday night, right? Organizing figures. But no, you know what I mean. Going through wrestling collectibles and looking at them. I can watch something. I can be texting. I can be sexting. All that stuff. So I can multitask.
Tim just had a comment,
Yeah.
and it got me thinking of a possible subject for you, Josh. He says, I hate video game systems today. You have to download everything.
That's what I was just saying.
So with that being said, what do you think about streaming digital options and offerings versus physical media?
I think they're very convenient. I use them, but I have to, if it's something I love, I have to own the physical media. I'll do 3 examples. I had not been to the movies in the 2 years that I'd been single, because the last movie I went to with her was Wonka, which was in middle of December. It was around my birthday in 2023. Yeah, it was him. And then after that, I took myself to the Von Erichs, the Iron Claw, like the week of Christmas. So 2023 or 24, maybe it was 24. I don't know. I was single by then. I don't remember. I'm just trying to match that up. But regardless, I had not been in a movie theater until this spring, when there were 3 movies in 3 consecutive weeks that I wanted to see: Grogu, The Backrooms, and He-Man, Masters of the Universe. I'm going to buy all 3 on physical media. I have the Masters of the Universe. They don't have a release date for it yet. It's on streaming. It hit streaming. Uncle Brian pulled it up before. It's on Amazon Prime, which I do have access to. So I'll be watching it, but I still want the Blu-ray. Then Grogu will be on Disney Plus. I still want the Blu-ray. And Backrooms is already available. You can pre-order it through A24. I will get the Blu-ray. I don't know where that's going to be streaming, so I might not even have access to that. I don't have Netflix or anything, so I'm cheap. So I love physical media. I do.
Yeah, and Alcatraz says physical media is much better. Digital movies get hacked up and scenes swapped. Macho Man Scene is a perfect example.
What was it that one?
Macho Man Scene is a perfect example.
Is a perfect example. I don't know what he's.
Which scene with Macho Man, Mike?
And while we're talking about physical media versus streaming, another example is the WWE Network.
Right.
A decade plus ago, everybody says, "Well, I don't need any of my physical media. Every episode, every pay-per-view, all these episodes, all this stuff is now on the network. I don't need it." A lot of people sold their DVDs.
Yep.
A lot of people stopped buying DVDs. And now what happened?
Yep, they want them back because it's gone. I mean, Vault is good. I like Vault, and I like there's stuff on Vault that we never had anywhere else. They are really digging up some great stuff. I think I even teared up a little and maybe peed at the WrestleMania 3. They did 10 minutes of WrestleMania 3 footage that has never been seen, just like the crowds and all that. It was amazing. It took me back to 1987, but I kept on my physical media because I knew there would be a chance that this would happen, and now it has.
So Alcatraz says, in the Spider-Man movie, they removed the line, "Nice costume. Did your husband buy it for you?"
Really? I did not know
that. Doesn't even seem controversial at all, but in today's climate.
I did not. And fun fact, even though I do not collect superhero stuff, I have a Spider-Man figure that is apparently desirable now. It's the wrestling one from the Bonesaw scene, where he's got the little mask on and the little red and the blue pants, the blue sweatpants. I bought that figure. It's open because of course I wanted to put the mask on and all that, but I bought that Spider-Man randomly.
Tim asks if you've ever watched Pro Wrestlers versus Zombies. He has a copy signed by.
Is that the one with Haku and Larry Zbyszko and Kurt Angle?
I know Piper's in it.
Okay, Piper. Maybe it's not that one I'm thinking of, but okay. Maybe Angle's in it too. I think it was filmed in West Virginia.
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. I know. I've never seen it, but.
My friend has a Wrestlers versus Zombies signed by Roddy Piper.
Really? Who's that? You know.
Closure.
I wondered. But yeah, I also killed Uncle Ben, unfortunately. Cliff Robertson, who drops Peter Parker off at the wrestling arena.
Oh, I thought you were talking about the race guy. Uncle Ben.
Oh, Uncle Ben, no. Well, he was Shame on Batman, the 60s Batman. And I met Adam Westbrook or Julie Newmar, a couple of the smaller ones, but he was Shame, the cowboy villain. And I wrote to him, and I sent him a picture, and he signed it, and he died like 3 days later.
Is the Riddler from Pittsburgh?
Yeah, he's buried in above the waterfront there when you go up the hill to the IHOP, there's a cemetery. It's where my ex's grandparents are buried too. So they're buried with the Riddler.
Do you ever have him?
What's funny is the town that myself and Mr. McAfee went to school in. Frank Gorshin's sister lived there, so he would probably visit her when I was in the late '80s when I was obsessed with the '60s Batman. So there's that. I know he did appearances, but I probably in the late 80s, early 90s. He probably did the one show in the Expo Mart, the old comic show where they would bring. You have pictures from it. He probably did one of those, but Macho Man did as the Macho King, did a appearance for Hill's Department Store in that building.
Wow.
That was where you met, wasn't that? Because he was there too. It was the same show, but I don't think you were at the same show that Macho King was at, but where you met Stamos.
Oh yeah.
Because Stamos was there at the same show Macho King was, but I don't think that's where you met him.
He thought my family was the Partridge Family.
Right, that's where I remember that.
Yeah.
How many kids do you got?
Mike said something.
He says he loved the Expo Mart.
Me too. And I'll dox myself. I don't care. I worked in that building for 8 years. No, yeah, 8.
My family
Not
had
as the Expo Martist, when it was something else.
my family had a restaurant, and their supplier was Cisco. And Cisco always had their food show at the Expo Mart, and you'd walk in, and it was just food samples galore. And as a little fat kid, I loved it.
It was.
I'm an old fat kid.
Right. Yeah, and the Expo Mart it's such a unique building, and I think they're going to get rid of it along with the Monroeville Mall, but it's just such a unique building. I have explored every part of it. That sounds disgusting.
That sounds sexual.
No, after COVID, I was still in office. I didn't leave, and on my breaks, I would just go everywhere, and I somehow had clearance to go everywhere, and it was fun. I saw Return to the Batcave, I think.
Return to the Batcave was great, according to Tim.
It was. That was with I can't remember his name. Was Robin, and they did. It was Adam West, Burt Ward, and Julie Newmar and Frank Gorshin were in it as they were older. Yeah, and
correct.
And then Betty White popped out of a window, even though she didn't, but to kind of show what she could have. So I made a picture once with Bruno popping out of the window with the figures because they made the window. So I said, "Hey, it could have happened in like the missing 4th season." I'm weird. You know that. You wouldn't be watching if I wasn't weird. Everybody in this room, everybody in this hotel is weird.
Some more than others.
Right. There was a wedding at the gathering tonight.
That's right.
Yeah, with the man who used to, any of you were at NWA Fan Fest or at the gathering, the man who used to call your number to come through the VIP line, he got married here at the gathering. So good for David and April. Yeah, congratulations to them. I said congratulations in person, but I see Mike talk.
Mike says, my uncle worked there too. It was tied to the old Radisson Hotel.
Yep.
He told me a great story when Iron Sheik was there and tried to pay his bar tab with autographs. That's fantastic.
And I bet I got the Iron Sheik at one of those shows. I wonder if it was, I got him in that building too. That was where Bruno was famously saying, don't pay. He didn't say it to me. And I got something. I think I got his Classic Superstar signed that time. But he said, don't pay me here. Just catch me outside. I'll sign for free. So that's a bad Bruno. But Maestro does a great Bruno, and I don't think he's with us. So.
And Tim says he loved the episode where Lurch's head popped out the window.
Oh yeah, Lurch. And the reason we're getting into Batman here, and this is not good because I know every bit of trivia about 66 Batman. That is the only superhero thing I know in life. Uncle Brian could write a book about Spider-Man and all that. I know Batman, Adam West, that's it. But the reason why Lurch, he was in character and they played the Addams Family music and everything. He popped out of the window, and then Carolyn Jones, who was Morticia, was Marsha Queen of Diamonds, and John Astin was Riddler #2. The reason why they did that is because they were burning off their contracts to ABC because they canceled Addams Family. That's why. I've already talked about the Addams Family on here. I bitched out poor little Wednesday in a video because of what she said to me. She kicked off premium pricing for me. Do you know that story?
I don't.
Oh, well, let's tell it. So, it was at Steel City Con many years ago, and I had a Monster World magazine from before the show premiered. But it was the family, and they were there in their early makeup, and it was a rare color photo. I'd found it at Half Price Books for like $5. It's like, oh, I can get people to sign this because at the time Wednesday and Pugsley were alive. Now John Astin's the only one left, and he's not going to sign anymore. He's like 96. But so I went over to Wednesday's what was her name? Lisa Loring's handler, And I said, oh, is this the pricing at the little menu? She said, oh, yeah. And I said, I just want to get this magazine signed. She said, oh, yeah. It'll be that price. So, and like I said, premium pricing wasn't a thing. So I was like, I don't know why it wouldn't be that price. So Lisa Loring was not at her table. And I have no idea where she was, but I have my suspicions. And she came back eventually, and I walked over, and she's all there, you know, looking a little out of it. And she was well documented to have issues like that, so I'm not slandering her memory. But I pulled out the magazine. I was going to get a photo with you in this magazine. I said, so I pulled out the whatever amount it was that was on the sign. She said, well, that's more to sign. That's a collector's item. And I said, well, I guess I'll just sign this collector's item, sell this collector's item on eBay without your signature. Sorry. I don't remember what she said back, but I sold it without her signature on it because I wasn't going to sell it with her signature on it. See, they screw themselves out of money. It's amazing. Not everybody's like me that'll walk away. And so I never met the woman. Don't have a picture with her other than that interaction. Now she's dead. So
moral of the story is either you sign for Josh or die.
That's
That
awful.
feels like a threat.
I feel like Doug Dillinger's going to be pulling up the Charlotte police force here in a second.
So we got some comments and a question. So I'll go do the comments first from Malcatraz. He said Bruno was awesome. His last appearance, he was selling an autograph, his newest and first Mattel figure for $20. Everyone was trying to get $50 at that show. Cena's pricing is disgusting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, he's at the. He's there this coming 2 weeks. Next 2 weeks, he's gonna be there, and yeah, I met him for the price of a children's book at the Philadelphia Library with these two gentlemen here, Mr. Briven, Uncle Briven, and producer number 2. But that was just he only did 2 signings for that book. That was it.
Yeah.
One after the Today Show in New York City, and then that Philadelphia one. And we happened to be driving through Philadelphia the day, and we knew about it. And I will admit, we talked about on the way what I admitted. I was skeptical. I said, Cena's not going to show up to this Philadelphia Free Library. It's a beautiful library. I said, he's not going to show up here. He's going to cancel. It's never going to happen, or there's going to be such a long line, and we're never going to get anything. So we paid to park, and it was like $10, like a couple blocks away. And I said, I will pay the entire parking. We will not split that $10. This is Diamond Josh right here. I will pay that entire $10 if we get him. Well, I paid the $10 because we got him.
So Seth asks, did you guys attend the Night to Remember dinner tonight?
No. We used to do, when it was the Hall of Heroes with Greg, we did that. I'm going to shoot. It could be an awkward time. And it wasn't always... with wrestlers, I've said this before, the shoot interviews, I can add an addendum to this. The shoot interviews, I feel like they're still working in them. Some of them are entertaining enough to watch. So therefore, when they're doing speeches on a stage, they're working too. So do I really want to sit there and listen to it? And some of them were fun back in the Hall of Heroes days, but it just tended not to be as fun anymore. I don't know. And then it's awkward because you have a wrestler seated at your table. If the wrestler isn't quite talkative, it's like, okay, I'm sitting here with a stranger and usually some other strangers. Usually there were 3 or 4 of us that were friends, so it really wasn't bad. But when you have like a Magnum TA at the table who's a nice guy, but he's not outwardly talkative, unless you ask him a question, it's just like you're just sitting there staring and like you're thinking about like the Ferrari, or Camaro, whatever it was. Then, the one, I shouldn't brag about this because she's incarcerated now, but the one, Tammy, actually told Greg, put him at my table, put Josh at my table, because she knew how awkward they are, how awkward those things are, and she knew me, so that was fun. But now she's away in jail for manslaughter. So, but what I wanted to add before we get to any more questions, I wanted to add that Leilani Kai, Mike, I meant to text you this. Leilani Kai told me today that the Feinstein. Mike loves the Feinstein interview with her.
You gotta clarify which Mike.
Oh yeah, because we got Mike Aiella and Mick Maz. I'm sorry, Mick Maz. Mick Maz loves where she flips out on the RF video shoot, and she flips out on Vince Russo. And she says that she started screaming at him. She told me today that they put her up to doing that. She did tell Vince Russo off, but it was nothing like that. So there you go. They always work and shoot interviews, and RF puts them up to that stuff because he pretends they're 18. Haha.
Oh, so Major has in quotes, "Hey Magnum, what was it like to compete in war games?"
Somebody asked at the table. I will not dox because I will not, out of respect for someone who is a friend with this person. Someone asked Magnum how it was to work war games. And Magnum politely and very unhurtedly said, "Well, that was after my accident. I didn't work war games."
That's the definition of cringe.
Do you know who it was?
I feel like you've told this story before, but it slipped my mind.
Facebook friend request. I won't add him.
Oh, yeah. Oh. Was he in an elevator with me today?
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. Okay.
He's not watching this. He's downstairs drinking. So.
Yeah, that's true. Tim says Jim Duggan would be fun at the table.
Yeah. He would.
Sure, he would be.
The one that shocked me, and we figured out why. I don't think Kranz, you were at another table. You weren't. It was me and Fester and Rick. And I think Brian did it that year. Brian would usually go to like the Tilted Kilt instead down the street.
The Tammy one?
This is different from the Tammy one, but Brian like did one and he was like, "I hate this food. I'm not going to do this anymore." And he went to like the Twin Peaks, I think it was called. He'll tell us in a second here, but the one that really shocked me was Oliver Humperdinck, because I knew Oliver Humperdinck before I met him. We would talk online. He talked to everybody, and I had met him previously. Bikinis. See? Yeah, I knew he was listening.
Live via satellite tape delay.
He went to a restaurant called Bikinis instead of Hall of Heroes.
That's so Uncle Brian.
Humperdinck was such a nice guy. I loved Humperdinck. But he was so subdued at this Hall of Heroes when he was at our table, and we were just like, this isn't like him. Why is he like this? And then we figured it out, because he was inducting, Gary Hart's son was at the table as well. He was inducting Gary Hart, and Gary Hart had just died, into the NWA Hall of Heroes. They did a little Hall of Fame thing, and that's why he was not feeling, because the previous Fan Fest that I had done in this hotel, which was 5 years earlier, him and Gary Hart were like glue. They were together the whole time. In fact, I have a photo with them in the lobby. And so he was really, really just, he was in the zone about Gary. So that's how you can forgive that one. Not forgive, just, say, why was it? It was strange. It was an odd experience.
Yeah, Seth says, you just said it awkward. That's why I wasn't interested. I thought, what if I'm not familiar at all with your work, or what if they're just an asshole?
Right. And there are plenty of stories of that. Abdullah was apparently, he's always an asshole. I don't care if he's dying in a bed right now. I don't care. He's a piece of shit. Yeah. Fork him.
Ooh.
I have his. I
like that play on words.
But, yeah.
Hey, Greek Gladiator's back.
Hi,
Welcome
Greek.
back, Greek Gladiator. Good to see you again. He said, fun random fact, John Cena's dad is a justice of the peace. He married my cousin 2 years ago this August. He could have married David in April today at the gathering.
They could have brought him in.
We could have had John Cena Sr. as a guest.
I'd like a picture with John Cena Sr.
I'd get him.
He made himself such a star, 15 years ago?
Yeah.
That was a great bit of self-promotion. For someone who was only on TV a couple times, he was everywhere.
Wasn't it the show where Vince appeared at an indie show? Wasn't that his show?
I think it was, because
right.
I think he brags about it. Yeah. John Cena Sr. We should suggest him. Maybe not super ticket, but
I'm going to put it in the comments box tomorrow. That Smarty should have a comments box.
he should. With either Tommy or Ro down there. We love you, Tommy and Ro. If anybody sees this and knows them, tell them.
I especially love Ro.
We do. We love the D'Amato family. Samantha, everybody.
It is a family reunion.
It is a family reunion. And we're up here sequestered away.
We're the drunk uncle at the family reunion.
We are. And Uncle Brian's going to yell bikinis. We need Hollywood, speaking of bikinis. She would come on here. Hollywood Jean Bisson from Glow. The gorgeous ladies are wrestling. She would come on here. She's wonderful. She tagged me in a video not long ago. And wasn't Mike Mazers, didn't she tag you in one? She's never met you, but she would like to meet you, I'm sure.
Well, we're getting questions left and right here.
Well, let's ask 'em.
I'll let producer number 2 take the wheel here.
So let's see. We have. What is your opinion of the Von Erichs? And did you have a favorite brother that wrestled?
Yeah, Carrie. I love the Von Erichs. I love Kevin too, because Kevin, I feel, is one of the most pure people in the wrestling business. His Q&A, we don't do Q&As much. There's a bunch here, and I don't even know who they were with. The year Kevin was 2 years ago. Kevin was here. Even if you get the video, if you can find the video, producer, you can see producer number 2 because he sits with him.
Right.
That Q&A was one of the most honest. I was just talking about how the shoots are, worked and all that. Kevin was so honest, and he has such a positive attitude on what, his famous line, of course, is, I used to be a brother and now I don't have any brothers. I used to have, 4 or 5 brothers, depending on what he said, because you could include Jackie. But anyway, he said, I used to have brothers, now I don't have any brothers. But just his thoughts on it is, he's like, I'm not sad at all, he says. He says, I'm paraphrasing. He says, I'm not sad at all. He says, I have such great memories. Look at all we did in their short lives, and it's really nice. And I think he's really happy with his family, his own family now. And I love the brothers. I love World Class. Mick Maz loves World Class, and loves Mick Maz's favorite is Kevin. Mine's Carrie. I think that Carrie was the ultimate just package. He just had the great look. I think, honestly, I think he auditioned for it. I think he should have been He-Man back in '87. I don't know that he had the acting chops, but did Dolph Lundgren really either? But Dolph was good. I like Dolph. But Carrie was like the real He-Man. He looked like him, and I thought he was great in the ring, but we all know what happened. So, but I love the Von Erichs, and I love all my Von Erich memorabilia, and I got to meet David Manning and Iceman finally, 2 of the last pieces of my World Class puzzle.
Just to follow up to the Kevin Von Erich Q&A at the gathering, he did something that I've never seen anybody do. Instead of just standing up and asking your question, he invited you to come up and sit next to him. It was like a fireside chat.
It was.
It was really cool.
And producer number 2 sat with him.
I did.
Mm-hmm.
I got to ask him the question. And then Tim asked the question. I have a little follow-up on this, but Josh first. John Cronus was another nice guy. Have you ever met him?
No. Is he still? He's not alive anymore, right?
I don't think so.
No, Saturn. It was Saturn. Cronus?
Saturn's alive.
Right.
I don't.
But
John Cronus, I do believe he passed.
I've met Saturn. I met him when he was on the road once at a restaurant. He was nice, and then I've met him since. He's quiet, but I've always found him nice. I never met Cronus. No.
I only ever had one experience with Cronus, and it was not nice.
Oh. When was it? Do you
It
remember?
was the first ECW show at the Golden Dome.
Oh, so this was.
That I ever attended.
Monaca, Pennsylvania.
Yeah.
That was the ECW wrestlers at that time would all just come out
Really?
as part, they would just be walking around as part of the show. I have a funny story about the Sandman I could tell. But,
Please do.
The John Cronus at the end of the show, a lot of the wrestlers were just sitting there, and people were walking up with their programs and getting everybody to sign them. And the person in front of me saw Cronus standing toward the back and asked him if he would sign his program. And Cronus said, I'm only signing our shirts.
Oh.
And standing in the back. And Sandman looked back at him and said, only signing your shirts? That's not cool. And then Sandman went back to signing, programs for people who were waiting in line. But that's not the funny story. The funny story with Sandman at the beginning of the show, he came in and he said, I didn't buy any beer. I need beer. And he looked around, and this is shortly before the first Barely Legal pay-per-view. He came in and he said, if anyone will go buy me a case of beer, I'll get you pay-per-view tickets to go to the show. And somebody volunteered, I'll go buy you some beer. And Sandman gave him money to go get the beer. And the guy said, are they going to let me just bring a case of beer in here when I get back? And Sandman got this serious look on his face. And he said, You tell them it's for me. And if anybody gives you a problem, you tell them to come see me. And the guy was like, okay. And so he walked off. And the last thing the Sandman said to him was, if you steal my money, I'm going to be really bummed.
Now, I have a question for producer number 2. Did you clean Sandman's language up? Because I've never heard him be so clean.
No.
Wow.
I don't think so. I
Wow.
think that's fair.
I have a question for producer number 2. When are you going to tell the funny Sandman story?
I'll add to it. If you try, I had a Japanese magazine. I think it might be sold by now. I had a Japanese magazine that I had on eBay, and it covered Barely Legal, the pay-per-view. And they got mad at me and wouldn't let me list it because it had Barely Legal magazine in it. Fuck you,
I
eBay.
thought that was funny and interesting.
It was. There's more questions. They like reading them to me. It's like story time.
Go ahead.
Greek Gladiator said it was a 2-part question. He says, one is they made many documentaries about 80s wrestlers. Which one was your favorite, and who was your overall favorite wrestler of the 80s?
Well, I'll go with the second one first. I have a top 10. I originally had a top 5. Then I was like, I could spread this to top 10. Top 5 is... We're gonna go no order here, but I will answer the question.
I think I know who number 1 is, but I'm not gonna say.
Okay.
I'm just gonna see if it matches.
So my top 5: Hogan, Flair, Dusty, Piper, Harley. Top 10, that's including those 5, is Steamboat, Lawler, Funk, Carey, and Bruno. So I always say, if you had to hold a gun to my head and say you got to pick out of that top 5 who your number 1 is, what's the guess?
My guess was Dusty.
Dusty, yeah. So Dusty, yeah, he's my all-time favorite. Now, as far as tag teams, I've said this many times here in videos and in person. I only ever had one favorite tag team, and they are still my favorite tag team, and everybody else is number 2, Demolition. Axe and Smash. I like Crush, but Axe and Smash, got to see Uncle Bill today. And I'll be seeing both of them 2 weeks from tonight. So I'm very excited to see them again together, get the new Mattel signed. But so Demolition, my favorite tag team. As far as the documentaries, he said on 80s, right? 80s
Yep.
stars. It's tough. I did like a lot of again, so many people, work and all that. And I think there's been better stuff since I really kind of dwindled from watching them. I did like a lot of the WWE ones done. I hated the Warrior one where they just buried him because there's a whole video talking about how I loved meeting Warrior. He was great to me. There is a video online, I think it's still on YouTube, posted by the Warrior's own people of Uncle Bryven meeting the Warrior. So that's fun. I just brought that up because I hated that Warrior documentary they did. The Dusty one was good. I like the AWA one. I mean, there's always revisionist history in that stuff, but I really liked when they did the AWA one because there was still a lot of good people to talk to alive at the time. Of course, Vern, Greg's Greg. We're not going to dive into Greg tonight. But Al DeRusha, Nick was on it. So I really liked the AWA one they did.
Okay. Alcatraz says he met Terry Funk at the show that producer number 2 was talking about. It was Easter Sunday. Let's see. We have...
I love Terry.
Tim says Demolition is so nice, so he agrees with you.
Mm-hmm.
Greek Gladiator asked the question, did McFarlane ever make wrestling figures?
I don't think so. Today, like I said, I've been back on Twitter for a few weeks. I don't know if that's a mistake or not, but I saw a post. I don't know who it was. It just popped up in my algorithm. It wasn't somebody I actually followed, but it said, McFarlane's got to be going after the AEW license. But AEW, I don't know what's going on there. Maybe somebody knows because AEW supposedly had lost, or Jazzwares had lost the AEW license, but they just unveiled new stuff. So I don't know maybe somebody out there that's closer to that can clarify for us. So I don't know if the AEW license is still available. I know they were appearing at Comic-Con, AEW. I don't know if that was to shop out the license or what, but I don't remember any McFarlane wrestling figures. Is there more?
Nothing new yet.
Nothing new yet? Okay, yeah.
Oh, you know what? Not to change the subject, but do you want to bring up what $5 autograph photo you're able to purchase today from Susan?
Yes, I wish I'd brought it over, and I'm not going to tell anybody to run and get it. You have one?
I have one.
Yeah, you do. Yeah, so Susan Green and Tony Rose, who Susan Green is a legendary woman wrestler. Started in 1969 when she was 16. Governor Conley from Texas, who was in the car with Kennedy and also got shot, but fortunately wasn't killed, actually signed. He knew Susan's parents, and he signed a work release for her to become a wrestler at age 16. She came up through the Moolah camp. She still lives in Columbia, South Carolina. Very, very nice lady. If you're going to be here, she's going to be here tomorrow too. Very nice lady. Go meet her, along with Tony Rose. Tony Rose was tag team champions for a very long time with my late friend Donna Christianello. They held those gold belts, the ones that they used in the WWF in the end of the 80s. You know, the ones. Tony has the actual belt downstairs. It's the real one. Princess Victoria has a replica on her table. Tony's is the real one. So if you want to, she'd be gladly, take a photo with it. I asked what happened to the other one, if Donna had it. Donna had it. I guess somehow it got back to Tony after Donna died. Tony sent it to Donna's brother, Tom. So there. And at their table, there is absolute pile of treasures. What they have is, if you remember Moolah, I know there are a lot of you don't like Moolah, but I like Moolah. Fuck you, Snickers, and I'm sure many of you know what I'm talking about. Moolah had Diamond Lil, who was back then a midget, now we say little person, but and she called her my damn midget. She was like a daughter to her. Well, she is still alive, but she's in her 80s, she's unable to do shows. I've never met her. But they have a stack, and it's all $5 a piece, and that $5 goes to Diamond Lil directly. Sue will take it to her. They got her to sign a stack of her original. These are original. This isn't a copy. These are original Moolah promo photos. And you can, for those of you promo photo collectors out there, you can tell the font that the Moolah troupe used. And these are real promo photos. And they're signed by Diamond Lil. So that's a hell of a deal. I grabbed one. I took producer number one over. He grabbed one. So if you're coming to the gathering and she still has them, that's a treasure that you can still get. And that's the funny thing. I always find usually one or two treasures like that at old school stuff at the gathering, and then I'll post it online for people, and people are like, where did you get that? And some of them are people who go to these shows and they just don't see it. For some reason, as crappy as my sight is, I sniff it out like a pig sniffing out a truffle. Pretty picture, huh?
Speaking of treasures at the gathering, another great table that you were able to.
I forgot mine too. They're here. Everybody was talking about AAA last night on here. Of the San Martino auction. I was disappointed just because, you know me, I like to get things on a deal, and you're not going to get stuff on a deal on an auction. I mean, there really wasn't. The wrestling stuff, I mean, there was the one of a kind, like the trophies and stuff like that, but like the magazine stuff, to me, I have most of that, so I hope it made money for the family. I do. But I know producer number one was thinking about going for stuff.
Oh, I bid on things.
Did you bid? You didn't.
And I went pretty high, but in the end, I was in the $400 to $500 range on some things, and just got outbid.
So, me and I think Uncle Brian showed me first this table. I was talking about the vendors. Were they here yesterday? The Lucha people, were they?
Yep.
How come we didn't see it? And by the way, can you read the info? Because I'm not going to be able to read it without my reading glasses. But so we saw this table of lucha stuff, and we went over. There was a bunch of masks, but I think it was Uncle Brian that showed me that they had figures, and I bought a few, and I will show those. But if you remember the old school early '90s Arena Mexico figures, like the artisan figures that are sold outside, and they had the big ones. Well, producer number one bought. Is it Mr. Iguana or Iguana Man?
Yes.
Mr. Iguana?
Sure.
Or Iguana Man?
I don't know.
I think it's Mr.
I think
Iguana.
it's Mr. Iguana.
I can't believe they don't know, but Mr.
I just know
Iguana.
it was Iguana.
Yeah, he bought this for a whopping $12, hand painted. These people are wonderful. What was their information?
They're based out of Chicago.
Yes, she did say Chicago. Yeah,
They're the Lucha Libre Superstore.
Lucha Libre Superstore.
They have an eBay and an OfferUp store.
So you can Google Lucha Libre Superstore if you have to add Chicago. Check these people out. This is really cool. I'm going to pass this one over to producer number 1, because that's his. I will show you a few that I picked up. Since everybody was talking about La Parka yesterday, got these minifigures, and I haven't unwrapped them yet. I'll unwrap them and do a picture, but there's La Parka, and I thought these Lucha Brothers were so cool. Yeah, Uncle Brian did show me, because he pointed out that this is Penta with the Joker, and I like this Ray Phoenix with the yellow. Listen to me whipping out these current names. What's wrong with me tonight?
It's actually not Ray Phoenix. I'm kidding.
Who is it?
I'm kidding.
I got worked right on my own live. And then she was like, you pick something else out. So I picked out this Liger pin. Just for free. Yeah. So that's cool. So I really like those, and I knew you guys would want to see them because you were talking about the new AAA stuff from Mattel. So that's fun. And that Mr. Iguana is awesome. Who's talking?
That is a nice figure.
It is. It really is.
Yeah, Mike says that the San Martino house sold pretty cheap, considering $320,000. Heck of a deal.
Right, and it's in a great,
North Hills of Pittsburgh.
Yeah, it's a great neighborhood. I've been past it many times. I've taken pictures because I'm weird. But it's, I mean, it's an older house, but for it's large. It's larger than any house I've ever lived in, and it's a really nice neighborhood, nice area. I mean, it's minutes from major shopping area in Pittsburgh.
Ross Park, yeah.
Ross Park. And it's also, I don't know how many people know this. Mike knows this. Both Mikes know this. It is like 2 minutes away from where Johnny V was killed.
Yeah.
So isn't that interesting, where he was hit by the car. And that was right around the same time Bruno died. So they died right, in the same conjunction. So Bill Apter was talking about Bruno a lot today because I had him sign the poster from the Bruno Forever show that I talked about forever on the vlog, and then Uncle Brian had him sign a picture of Bill Apter and Bruno together, which was nice. And
Major said that Johnny V was catching a bus.
He was, as the story goes, it was the other side, because what happened is Bruno lives on like a side suburban street. And then you pull out to the street that goes down the hill towards the main route, which is
McKnight Road.
McKnight Road. My dad hated McKnight Road. How could I forget? And so it comes down, and then there's another street that goes up, and then you have McKnight Road going, the main artery going like this. Well, Johnny V was coming from the opposite because apparently his mother's house was up there. She had passed away, but he would come in from New York and stay there, I guess, fix things up, just check things out, and stay over like for a weekend every so often. He was coming down, I guess, to catch a bus. Yeah, I don't know if he caught a bus to the airport or what. I don't know where he was catching the bus to, but he got hit by I believe it was a pickup truck. And I remember the pictures. I think it had to be a pickup. Yeah, the front. I mean, just think of a human body hitting the front of that truck and the damage it made. It was, God.
Yeah. Parlez-vous, scrambled eggs, Grandma.
Qu'est-ce que c'est?
Yeah, Alcatraz clarified that Johnny V lived on the other side of Seibert Road, basically
right.
Bruno's neighbor.
Right, exactly. Seibert, yeah. And Bruno was on Goldsmith. I used to send there. Bruno, fun fact, Bruno was when I did TTM, which is through the mail autographs, Bruno was the fastest return I ever got. I sent on a Tuesday. It got to him on a Wednesday morning, I guess. I guess he got his mail. I've never had morning mail delivery ever in my life. I guess it got to him in the morning. I guess he signed it, went on his jog or his workout, mailed it. It got back to me on Thursday.
Wow.
Yeah, that was the fastest.
Incredible. That will never be broken.
No.
Again.
And the longest was Lee Merriweather, who was the Catwoman in the Adam West Batman movie, who was 13 years.
I sent out some when I was in college because I got on a through the mail kick when I was a junior in college, and I got maybe a handful that didn't come back by the end of the school year, and I moved to a different apartment. I wonder, did they just go into somebody else's mailbox? Did somebody have my autographs, and Or did they just never return?
Right. I'm lucky that when I started, well, I did a few in high school, and I got most of those back. But when I really started, I lived in the house that I currently live in, so I'm lucky so that anything that returns will still get back to me. The other longest was Jerry Lawler, which was, it's funny because I sent to Jerry Lawler many times, and he would always come back real quick. Well, there was one I sent a large, it was a program, one of those old thin Memphis programs, and a smaller photo, and I didn't get it back. And I never got mad when I wouldn't get something back, because I'm sending to them, it's not like, I'm putting them out. So I always said, if they want to tear it up, let them tear it up. And that's what modern wrestlers don't understand. Just tear the damn thing up. Don't go on Twitter crying about it. But anyway, that your fans want to talk to you. But anyway, that's not the point. The point is that I would get other things back from Jerry Lawler in the meantime. And I'm like, I wonder whatever happened to that program. Well, about a decade later, the program and the photo finally came back signed. It must have fell behind his desk or something.
Wow.
And then you have the Uncle Brian incident with Coach at Legends of the Ring, Jonathan Coachman.
Yeah.
Legends of the Ring.
What?
Are you Brian?
That's right. Yes. Yeah.
Do I know this story? I need to hear this story.
Coachman.
He
Did he say that? Coachman? Did you say to him, "I sent to you and never got it back"? And then he said, "Are you Brian?"
I sent to him.
Right.
I got something back. Or wait. He told me to send. I remember he told me to send something to him, and I never got it back. And then he said, I can't remember. I can't remember exactly what it was. And then he gave me he told me a different address to send to, and it worked out.
Okay. But he knew you were Brian. Like he figured it out.
Yeah.
Okay, that's the funny part.
Yeah.
It's like Mike McGurk. Every time I see
A Ted Arcidi return after 7 years or something.
7 years for Ted.
Didn't
Big
Ted Arcidi just say hey, if you ever want to send anything through the mail,
Ted
send
just
it?
posted his address. I have Ted in my phone too. He gave me his phone number because it was years before he got one of his LJNs in the card. That was a pretty big thing. It got around on the internet like a year ago that he got one of his LJNs finally on the card. Well, he signed mine and he gave me his phone number in case I ever found another one, but it never worked out. But
It's funny, Alcatraz says he got Stevie Wonder's autograph through the mail. He did gold ink thumbprints.
wow,
That's damn cool.
it is. That's really
I'm a sucker for stuff like that. I see
Yeah.
thumbprints now in cards. Wild Card, the card company, does that. WWE used to do fist prints for the oversized 5x7 cards. I've seen Panini do full hand prints. And if you're Taryn Terrell, she does feet prints, if you're into that. I know Grand's loaded up on the. Producer number 2 loaded up on those.
I'm not Tony Atlas, so I don't. I'm not paying. But Mike McGurk, every time I see Mike McGurk, she's like, Josh, I mean to send your photos back. It's been 16 years, Mike. I don't care at this point. Just come out so you can sign the figures now. That's all I want. Make an appearance. She does. She's beautiful still in her 70s.
Tim says Jack O'Hara. I don't know how to say his last name.
Halloran?
O'Halloran from Superman 2.
Oh, you met him.
I did just recently.
I don't know how to say his name,
Doesn't
but I
know
met
his
him.
name, but met him.
I don't know how to pronounce his name. I've never heard it pronounced.
What did he say about him?
Said that he signed his after pricing went up for stamps, and that he paid for penny stamps.
Oh, yeah. First off, when I think of him and the girl and Zod, I think of them in the window, in that painted glass going,
Right.
that always comes to mind. But, oh, yeah, I've had people, the Warlord. We just talked about the Warlord. What's that?
It was the Phantom Zone.
The Phantom Zone, right. I call it the painted glass. That's the real thing, yeah. The Warlord, Uncle Brian can attest to this, too. You send to the Warlord, a little envelope. He keeps your envelope. I don't know what he does with your stamps, But then he signs your stuff, takes a copy of a big 8x10, signs that, and then puts it in a big envelope and pays for the whole thing and sends it back to you. What a guy. I love the Warlord. I love the Barbarian. I've had a lot of... I could do a whole video just on great experiences through the mail. I really could. I could have some weird ones, too. Barry O's widow writing me back and saying, I'm so sorry he didn't sign this before he died. It's like, I'm sorry he died. Because I had a photo op with him because we met him at a Legends of the Ring. That's the only appearance I remember him doing.
Although, you know what? The response in itself is kind of not a collectible piece, but a...
Right, it's a curiosity, it's an oddity.
It's a story. It's a jumping off for a story.
I've had people send me the wrong thing back. I mean, they're still sending me autographs, but you can tell it's something that somebody else sent them, and it's like, feel kind of bad, but they probably got my item, so.
Alcatraz is checking out for the night. Says have a good night.
You too, Mike. Thanks for coming on. I'm gonna remember your screen name now. I feel bad. I felt bad that I didn't. I was like, I know that name, but I just talked to Mike. Like I said, at Toy Palooza. But I've known him for years. He used to come visit me at that retail job I talked about in a live. Yeah, I think that's right when we met online, and then he came in and said, "Aren't you Josh?" And that was back when I was a retail schlub. So. Somebody lost the card. What's that?
I'm not sure what that's in reference to.
Tim, who lost the card?
I'm not sure if he's saying that that's one of the things that he
Oh,
got
okay.
through the mail.
I see. Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I could do a whole story on weird through the mail stories and just a whole video on them. I'm trying to think of a few more to tell, but.
I used to send out questionnaires.
Did you?
to
People still do that.
I did
yeah.
that where I would craft a few questions, and some would provide one word answers. Yes, no, maybe, I don't know.
Right.
And it was like, okay, that's not fun.
There's a
Some
guy.
people would be very, very thoughtful in their answers, and they were very cool.
I don't know is more than one word.
Corrections to the producers here. Don't fight on the video.
Not if you make it one word. Any word can be one word if you make it one word.
Ha! There's a guy on.
Counterpoint.
There's a Bubba Boo and Robin Quivers are fighting over here. We did a. I forget what I was gonna say.
You're gonna say how producer number 1 is so much cooler than producer number 2.
Well, you know, that's subjective. We should get some people out in the hallway and bring them in
Have them vote.
and have them vote. Yeah, that would be fun. But yeah, through the mail.
I have
is
much more
very-
money to bribe them with.
People. There's a guy on Reddit who is really strange, and he sends out questionnaires to all like the Hall of Famers who are like in their late 80s and 90s. Like really, it says like, "How do you feel being so old?" It's like, what's wrong with you? Yeah.
My questions were really good, and I was like, I sent these out when I was like a freshman in high school,
Mhm.
and I was like, man, I should have done this as a career instead of whatever I'm doing now.
Right. This is one of my strangest ones. I don't think I've ever told this story. You guys may have each heard it once, but maybe, I don't know if you have. I've never told this on a video. Archie the Stomper Gouldy, who I think Brett really liked him. Or was it Pat that said he was great, and Brett was like, I don't know, he's Canadian. He worked in Stampede. I actually have a Stampede program signed by him. He was up in age. Greg booked him for a fan fest, and he didn't show because I think he had some major health issues. I don't know if it was dementia or what. But I would send to him, and he would sign, and he would write me. I have full front and back page letters from the Stomper Archie Gouldy, and he had these little photos of him, and I think it was Ernie Roth. I think it was the Wiz, the Grand Wizard, but he didn't sign them obviously. And he would sign them in ballpoint pen, like scratch it into the photo. And no, it was somebody. It wasn't Ernie Roth. It was somebody. It was like Gorgeous George 2 or something. It wasn't the Maestro. He was Gorgeous George 3. It was this manager, and from the territories. But anyway, Archie Gouldy, I would send him photos that I would make, and I would send him stuff. I always like to send stuff to these people to keep too. Princess Victoria has photos that I made sitting on her table to buy, which I don't care. That's why I made them for her. But at the show this weekend. But Archie Gouldy, he started rambling in his letters and talking about how he wanted me to like represent him and be like his autograph distributor. And our door just farted.
Is there a ghost in this room?
I heard a fart come from over there.
Maybe
It's Archie Gouldy, the Stomper.
Maybe.
Well, anyway, the Stomper.
Archie, if you're in the room with us, say hello.
Archie, fart 3 times. This is getting lowbrow. I am like Stern. But eventually he passed away, but we corresponded back and forth. He wanted to be his like photo representative or something. It was odd. I think he had, cognitive issues, so I shouldn't say it was odd. But I kept up talking to him because he needed a pen pal. And I have all the letters. It's probably
Wow. Okay.
Yeah. I have I have a letter from Lance Russell. I have letters from Dixie Carter.
Wait, you have to clarify which Dixie Carter.
Oh, not the designing woman. The Dixie Carter everybody's been talking about lately.
Oh, okay.
The millionaire. The one I have the picture in the bar with. It's posted on YouTube.
Whoa, do I know this story?
She was at a LOTR.
Oh.
But I mean, it was the night before. She just walked.
Dixieland.
What's that?
Dixieland.
Dixieland. She just walked into the bar, and I had my flip phone. I mean, this is old days. I had like my flip phone or something, and I was like, "Can we get a photo?" And she's like, "Oh yeah," and she grabbed it from me and is all looking. I got my beer and I'm all fat and everything. It looks great.
So that
It's
corresponds.
potato quality, but it's a great picture.
That corresponds with the narrative from the Dark Side of the Ring episodes, where basically she just wanted attention, no matter how bad it was for business or counter to conventional
Anyway.
wisdom.
Actually, not to correct, but producer number 2 actually took that photo of you.
Did you really?
Because she took it out of your
And then
hand
she gave it to
and
you?
she handed
Okay.
it to me.
Look at that. I'm corrected. I was drunk. I mean, I don't remember, but yeah. There's the drunken Dixie Carter and producer number 2 and Josh Story for
Because
you.
I think you were just trying to take a picture of her.
Right, yeah,
as she
just
was
walking in. Because it was a wrestling deal, and she was part of the show the next day with other TNA talent, and everybody from the show was in there, so you really weren't supposed to, hey, can I have a photo? But that's the same bar where I have the amazing photo with Mean Gene. Drunk Josh and drunk Mean Gene. And I can say what we said, right? I can say it. It's not that bad. I don't know. Can I get kicked off for saying this?
I don't know what you're gonna say.
Well, here, can I say that?
I don't know what you said. I can't read lips.
In the ass.
Oh, I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know. Standard in practice. Oh, Crumble PI says say it.
All right, so
Thanks, Crumble, for the encouragement.
it was at the time where you remember when they broadcast the wrong tape on SummerSlam '89?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, and the sign falls down, and Rude, it's him and Rude and Heenan, and the sign falls down, and he swears, and he says, "Fuck it," and then it aired because they aired the wrong tape. It was pre-taped, and then Jesse has to cover. He says, "Listen to that little vulgar Okerlund," and all that. Well, it was before that clip was really out there extensively, so I'd never seen it at the time. I had just heard it. Now it's everywhere, but I had not seen it. I'd heard about it, so I said to Drunken Gene, and I was stumbling around too. I said, "Did you really say on SummerSlam '89?" He's like, "I never said that." He said, "I'd have said." Can you read that? I don't want to say it out loud. So that's what he said, and I started howling, and we did a photo, and we're like drunk buddies like this. It's great. I think I posted it on here too. But
I have a drunk buddy photo with Big Dick Johnson. Did I admit that out loud?
I don't like to make fun of producer number 1, but that doesn't compare to the Mean Gene drunk photo or the Dick. What's that?
El Creepo.
El Creepo. That was behind
That was
you,
Mean
right?
Gene.
Oh, was that my Mean Gene? Oh, that's an extension to the story. That's even better. Now, how did he see it? Was he your friend, or how did he see the picture? Do we know?
It was just some random guy's face. That was
Right.
in
How did
between
he
you
see
and
it on
me.
Facebook, though?
You said you put on the comment,
Mhm.
me and Mean Gene and El Creepo in the background.
How did he see it, though?
And
Was I friends with him,
all of
or?
a sudden there was a comment on there that said, "Oh, I guess I'm El Creepo."
Right.
The guy.
So I don't know how this guy saw this picture. It was on my personal Facebook, but I posted this drunken picture of Mean Gene on Facebook. This is like right after it happened. And there was a guy in the back, and I said, me and Mean Gene, and I called this guy El Creepo. I didn't know who he was. He was, what do they call that? Photobomb. And then somehow this guy saw it. I don't know how, and he posted, I guess I'm El Creepo then, because it was that guy.
What happened to Kevin?
Kevin who? Who's Kevin? His buddy Kevin. I don't know who Kevin is.
Is it Kevin?
The guy, the friend.
The
Oh.
friend.
Oh, that's too deep dive. They won't understand that.
yeah.
It's the
that's
same
too-
thing though, where it's
Right,
like
right. He liked it. It is a fun story. There's a lot of fun. That's the bar where I bought Ric Flair a Kamikaze, and as much as I resent Ric Flair now, hey, how many people can say that, right?
I'll never forget. I was at a big time
That
wrestling
drunk,
show.
tons of people can probably say
I
it.
was at a big time wrestling show at the Ross Draver Ice Garden, and Flair was signing autographs sitting next to Terry Funk, and Flair said he could really go for a beer, and some fan went and bought him a beer and brought it to him, and he goes, "I'm not drinking that. I don't know what you put in it." Some guy wasted like $15 on a beer. Thanks, Rick.
I heard about a signing where Mickey James was across from him, and he said, "How about a tug, Mickey?" He's trash. Ric Flair is like an example of the thing about that Shades of Grey thing. You know what I'm talking about? The rich guy with the girl, and it was books and it was movies, and it's about
50 Shades of Grey.
50 Shades of Grey. Well, the whole thing about that is because this guy is, I guess, rich and considered rich and handsome. That when he does it, the women, there's not a dry eye in the house when they read the book or watch the movie. But if it was like some grungy guy with no money, it would be completely different. It would be like a horror story. It's the same thing with Ric Flair. Ric Flair gets away with it because it's Ric Flair. But if it was some he's kind of grungy now, but the stories wouldn't be the same. So that's what that reminds me of.
There's a meme about that. I'll send it to you.
Right, that's where I'm taking it from. Yeah, the same concept.
Where it's a woman in an office setting, and somebody was like, "Hey, gorgeous, how are you?" And she's like, has the hearts over her eyes, and like, "Oh, I'm doing great."
Yeah.
And then it's like another person that's like, "Hey, gorgeous, how
And it's
are you?"
me.
She's like, "I'm calling HR."
Right, it's me, and I'm calling HR. Yeah, that's the luck.
Major has another quote. "Sign these. I'll pay you. You need the money."
You put me up to that, Mike. I can't
Is
believe
there a story
can't
behind
believe
that?
you turned it down. Well, it was at a show, and they were being weird about buying extra autographs. And I had a lot of things for Flair, and he was reasonably priced. This is a long time ago. And so I said to whoever I was with, I know it was Mike, was one of them, I said, "Do you think if I offered him like $100, he'd sign a couple extra things? He needs the money." So I went up and he said, "You have to talk to the promoter. You'd have to talk to the promoter." It's like I dealt with the promoter. He doesn't want to do extras. Just sign the fucking things. But he didn't. So Mike's gonna bring up the Rock and Roll Express next. I know it. And I still deny it happened.
IWC Meadville.
Yeah, it was Meadville with Chris Lee, the principal. Who, Mike, I don't know if I told you this. Chris Lee, the principal, got fired for assault and harassment or something. Couldn't have guessed that power trip motherfucker. But anyway, that's personal. We don't need to. I don't know
I
who the
knew
guy.
Flair was at IWC in Meadville. I knew
Yeah.
Bret Hart was there and Piper was there.
Yeah, Piper. Brett. That was the Brett $5 ones. Yeah. Yeah, Meadville is for those of you not in the area, was they did RC Dupree, who is a up and rising star.
Major just speaking the devil.
I know, that's what I can see. I saw that. Yeah.
Okay.
RC Dupree, who is a up and rising star. You've seen him on AEW Dark. I think he also did a thing with Punk. He did a run in.
That was in Charleston, West Virginia. I was there.
And and people were like, "Oh, it's Austin Theory's double." Is Austin Theory, is that his name? People were saying it's like Austin Theory's brother. They thought he looked like him. But I don't really like what I've seen of Austin Theory, and I love RC. I don't think he's watching, but he's too busy to watch me. But he does sometimes. He goes back and he's too busy to watch it live. He goes back and watches the vlogs, and he'll text me. But follow him. He's the eccentric artist. Fun fact: his signed photo is in the same binder page as what I think is one of my rarest autographs, El Santo.
Wow.
It just happened that way. I'm haphazard. You guys would, everybody asks for video collection tours, and I'm like, you don't want to see how I have my stuff arranged.
Where's my signed 8x10 at?
Next to Leilani Kai.
Perfect position. She just wants nuggets, and so
She's
do I.
wants nuggets, right? Love you, Leilani.
You were talking about IWC Meadville, though?
Yeah.
What about it?
Bret Hart $5 autograph.
Oh, you were saying something about Meadville, and then you got off.
Oh yeah, I was just going to explain to the audience who is not from the area
okay.
that Meadville is about 2 hours north of Pittsburgh.
It's Conneaut Lake adjacent.
Yes, it is. The of the late great Conneaut Lake Park. I loved Conneaut Lake Park. It had a unique smell to it. Probably like poop, but I liked it anyway.
Before the Grand Hotel burned down.
Yeah, and then the Devil's Hole or whatever that one ride was, the dark ride, Devil's Den. You would go.
That sounds like a strip club.
It does, the Devil's Hole. The little cars would like almost collide in the middle, and they would go up and down these like ramps, and there would be like, it was just drawings. It wasn't even like paper mache robots. It was, it was just like neon drawings on the wall. So we'll wait till it dwindles a little more. Maybe a couple more questions or something.
Any thoughts other than the Freebirds who you're looking forward to meeting tomorrow?
Linda Dallas and the Pissplex, as Mikey said. Who do we have on the main lineup tomorrow? Do we know? Jackie?
Rockin' Robin?
Rockin' Robin? Jackie Moore? Or is she Sunday?
Bill DeMott.
Bill DeMott.
Scott Flash Norton.
Scott Flash Norton. I have 2 Japanese items for him.
Sal Sincere.
Sal Sincere. I have a retro figure for him.
Is that it?
Who did we say? Jackie, Robin, DeMott.
Jackie Robinson.
I think we got
Sincere
Rockin'
Norton.
Robin. Oh, Tony Gurria.
Tony Gurria.
Tony Gurria, New Zealand's finest.
A WWF legend. Can't beat that. There aren't many of those left, that's for sure. So, not in the Hall of Fame. And that's something, there was a time when I could name everybody in the WWE Hall of Fame. But for some reason, that whole time, I always thought he was in, and he's not in. That is so strange. I mean, I know now he wouldn't make him any money, so they're not going to put him in. He's not marketable. But you would have think in those early ones, he would have been in. And by the way, I think we'll save it for the next WrestleMania season. But I have every banquet. The first 3 Hall of Fames, 94, 95, 96, were banquets. Like, the public really couldn't get into them. Maybe a few, but I have the banquet programs from each one. And George Steele wanted to steal mine. Because he signed it, because he was inducted one of those years. He wanted to take it. And one of them has a little stain of food on it, and I always pretend that's Monsoon's, because I love Gorilla.
SGP in the building. Hi, SGP.
Hey, welcome. See, I knew we couldn't stop yet, because he was sad that he didn't catch us last night. But, yeah, tomorrow, Saturday's usually pretty busy at the gathering, but I feel like I'm not going to have... I'm going to get DiBiase on something really cool, but I don't particularly ever like meeting DiBiase. He's sort of... He's a prick, but... I found. You gentlemen, do you think so?
He's okay.
Yeah, he doesn't want to be there. He just wants the money.
Everybody has a price.
Everybody's got a prize.
I can't remember the first time I met him.
He seems sort of
Was it a minor
patronizing.
league
to me,
baseball
I
game?
don't know.
I don't know. I can't remember.
He's no McFoley, though. Have a nice day.
He's another one of your favorites. Anybody in particular on Sunday? I know it's an ECW.
No. No, you know what? I love visiting with Francine. She's nice. She's so nice. She is so sweet. And in my opinion, and I think maybe we could have a last minute little poll here. In my opinion, she was the hottest in ECW. I loved her look. I just thought she was so hot. Producer number 1?
Kimona.
Good choice. Producer number 2? Favorite ECW lady?
I think I agree with you.
Thank you.
With me.
No, with John.
Oh.
Hey, Uncle Bravin. ECW girl. Favorite ECW girl?
It's hard to pick.
He likes a lot of them. He's a connoisseur. He went to bikinis after all, so.
Mike says Dawn.
You always loved. Oh, Mike. I don't know if you were you here? Was he on when we were talking about? She was rocking the underboob today all day. She looked good. I will admit. I've never been a Dawn fan, but she did look good. I think she looks better now than she ever looked. I think she's one of those just. She's aging
Fine
really well.
wine.
Fine wine. I really think that. I think the more she ages, I think she just gets better looking.
SGP's bringing in the WWECW. With
Oh, Kelly.
Well, if
Kelly
that's on the table,
Yeah. Well,
I'm gonna
you
pick
know,
Kelly.
it's technically
Kelly.
ECW.
Kelly.
I'm
Same
still-
thing Marla would say.
I'm still going with Francine.
Kimono was hot.
Kimono was hot. Remember when she was
Kimono
here?
is hot. Actually, I met her not too long ago. Do you remember that in Fort Wayne, Indiana? Cruise number 2.
Yeah.
She's fine wine. Same deal.
Well, we saw her singing on stage 4 years ago here, with the D'Amato family singing. But that's what friends are for. She's in that video with John Nord.
I
See,
was here for that, but
I know you were.
Why did I not get her here?
that is the fun that you're missing. The kind of stuff you're missing here at the gathering. I have a video on my phone of the D'Amato family, the promoters, Kimono Wanalea, John Nord, and Ken Resnick singing "That's What Friends Are For." I have it on my phone. I'm never going to post
Did
it.
Tiger
because
Chung Lee
Tiger Chung Lee
enjoying himself?
Tiger Chung Lee is over here having a million beers, having the time of his life. He was the sweetest
My
guy,
favorite person from the
the
gathering.
most amazing. And Maestro, I don't think you're watching because you were texting me, but Maestro, I will love you forever, and you know why. You know why?
SGP adds Beulah as a close second.
Oh, Beulah McGillicuddy.
Tommy's lady. Tommy's lady. Tommy said the fun. I know people don't like Tommy. They think he's a woman hater or whatever. But I love Tommy. Tommy said the funniest thing I ever saw on Twitter many years ago. SoCal Val, who I miss, who apparently still asks about me. SoCal Val, if you ever see this, I love you, and I would propose marriage to you. And I don't propose marriage to anyone. But apparently, not apparently. Apparently she asks about me. That's what he told me. But no, she did a black and white photo shoot. She was wearing black, and it was kind of in black and white, and obviously with her skin tone, it was like very milky white. Tommy Dreamer commented on it on X, Twitter, whatever it was at the time, and said, "This photo makes me really hungry for an Entenmann's chocolate-covered donut because it has that bright white cake center." I cracked. I think I laughed for 5 minutes. It was hilarious.
Now I'm hungry for a donut.
We should go get donuts.
Jeff's Donuts is open 24/7.
Where's that
Shout out
at?
Jeff's.
Is that here?
There's one in Columbus.
Well,
that
we're
just
kind of
opened
far.
up. It just opened up. And I drove by the other day around midnight. And I was like, they're still open, and then I found out they're open 24/7. So maybe there's one around here. They're a chain. So
Not
Major
fine
says,
wine.
is asking about Missy. What about Missy?
I
Then he
think-
says not fine wine. I don't know if he's talking about Missy or
Oh, I love Missy. I love Missy because she's.
yeah, crumble pie. I'm gonna DoorDash. I might get a pizza crumble pie. So if anybody knows any good pizza places here in Charlotte that are open late, let me know.
Missy, I just like her as a person. I said I just like her, I'm not dislike. I love Missy. She's just so nice and real. She doesn't care. She just does not care that people say things. And apparently you can go get like a $30 haircut from her now where she works, and you get an autograph and a photo op and a haircut for $30.
That's less than what I pay at Sport Clips.
Right. She's been posting it, and everybody's like, holy crap, we gotta go there. She has a little, like, you know how people have the business cards and the little cups when you go to the hairdresser, they want your business back? She has little photos.
Mike confirms that he is saying Beulah is not like fine wine.
Oh.
I don't know what Beulah looks like.
I haven't seen her in a long time.
I haven't seen her since like ECW One Night Stand,
Yeah.
the second one.
Mike can maybe link us to a photo or something. I don't know.
Where's Missy based out of? Because we saw her at Bruno too
She's
in April.
I think she's in Florida. Yeah. Maybe Tampa.
Tampa. I might be in Tampa in a few months. Maybe I'll look her up.
She travels a lot. Go on Twitter. You're on Twitter. Go on Twitter. She travels a lot. She does Civil War reenactments, and she dresses like Mary Todd Lincoln. You know, with the whole
Really?
gimmick, the bonnet. Yeah.
I also like Missy. I had never met her until you were at the
Right.
gathering, and it's one of those people that not that I had low expectations for. I didn't have any expectations
Right.
going in. And so when I met her, I was pleasantly surprised how nice she was. So.
She's so nice, and she's another one of those ones I was talking about earlier, where you'll go up to her, and you might have your own items, and then you want a photo on her table and a photo with her, and it's like she's like, oh, like $10. It's not. At the Bruno Forever show, where they brought her in for. I had the Big Rubber guy. Oh, first mention of Big Rubber guys. The business is about to pick up. And I don't get those signed, but I wanted her signed because it's her only figure ever, and I know she likes it. And so I took it up to her. It was before the show because I was vending. So I took it over to her. She just signed it. She didn't want anything. I said, I have some cards on my table that you can have and put on. She's like, nah, I don't want that. I'm like, Missy, I love you.
She only ever had that one figure?
Right.
Wow.
Vince promised her a Missy doll when she did Missy's Manor. So that is why. That is why the Big River guy is done in the blue outfit she wore doing Missy's Manor. And she never had a WCW. And there was a company that followed me on Twitter years ago, and they were called like Wrestling Arcade or something. And they did like these handmade figures. They weren't really, I don't think, professionally produced. And I think they hand painted them, but they put them on cards. They did like 100 of each. They did, who the hell did they do? Was it Jerry Lynn or somebody? They did somebody from ECW, and it got released. And then they were going to do Missy and the Nasty Boys manager gimmick with the kind of punkish hair and the cut off, the denim. And they just disappeared. I remember I went looking for them one day to see the progress on the Missy. They disappeared, so she never got that. And Epic, who does the ones out of England, like this. In fact, yeah, they have promised her for a while. There it is, just like the Big Rubber guy in the WWF blue. And I haven't heard anything about it since. So I don't know if that got canceled. I know she's happy she got a Missy doll. I know a lot of us once I can't even talk. Maybe I should sign off. But a lot of us want like a modern style Missy in like the Mattel size or whatever. And there's companies that are starting to do those now that aren't WWE. So hopefully we'll get it. Yeah, I'll do a recap for you because I know you were excited to join us. Here, I'll hold the stuff up again. Hakushi was really cool to meet. Jinsai Shinzaki. He was a little scary looking. I will post the photo in the posts here on the channel. He had these contacts in. He was in the white robes, and he had the characters painted on his face, so that was really cool. I got that signed from him. Just got a bunch of retros signed. Orient Express. I feel like Rooney. And Max Moon, who's Paul Diamond.
And Kato.
And I got Danny Davis. I purchased this at the Title Run Toys booth. And the world premiere of Nikita Koloff's Title Run Toys. This is the 200, limited to 200, allegedly, figure. I'm going to be doing an unboxing of it this coming week when I get home. It'll probably be the first one, I would imagine. So, and the news was that the rest of them, there's other variants, less limited ones. A red one are coming in about 6 months, they told me. So I don't know what the difference was in production, but that's how they explained it to me. So it really was. It was fun. I visited with Leilani Kai and Judy Martin and Princess Victoria and Susan Green and Tony Rose, all the legendary ladies. And Doug Dillinger was fun to meet from WCW, and first time. Got to see Bill Eadie again for the 200th time, but we love seeing him. We love seeing each other. It's nice when they like to see you too. What were the other highlights for you guys?
Disco Inferno was really cool.
Disco Inferno was. I didn't get him because I'd gotten him recent. It wasn't recent, but it was. Disco Inferno was cool.
Norman Smiley was very nice. Brad Maddox is funny.
Brad Maddox. There's the money shot, right?
Let's see. We talked about Mustafa Saeed.
Mustafa Saeed. Everybody was talking about. And apparently, he was a very good deal as far as pricing. There was the room that I talked about yesterday, where a certain vendor had some talent that is astronomically overpriced. Most of them were sitting bored. Bo Dallas just looked devastated, sitting next to his father. Mike Rotunda was there.
David Penzer looked like an old woman.
David Penzer looked like an old woman, and what everybody told me, I thought it was an old lady sitting next to Buff Bagwell. It was Dave Penzer, and what everybody told me was that he was not very polite. He was kind of maybe sarcastic, which I don't think that a ring announcer should really be. I don't think any of them should be. But
He also had a microphone that he would inscribe, and it was placed in a weird spot on his photo that made it look like it was a certain piece of anatomy. Let's just say that.
Tim, Mike, I'm gonna thank you. Tim, I want to clarify. It was 6 weeks, not 6 months. I'm so sorry. It's late here. It was 6 weeks. I do apologize on Nikita. And I think if I said earlier 6 months, I apologize. I think I might have said it both times, but 6 weeks they said roughly, because they said it's produced, it's on its way. They just said, I don't. Again, they didn't tell me why this one came and the other one didn't. Mike Demolition is going to be in Sharpsburg at D&E Collectibles, brought by ADT Promotions, or is it ATD? Is it ATD or ADT?
Yes.
Okay. He's a nice guy. He doesn't do the premium bullcrap.
I think it's the same as the security company.
Is it? I was wondering that. Yeah, if it
ATD.
was. Yeah. He is bringing them to the D&E Collectibles store down in Sharpsburg, Pennsylvania. And it's 2 Fridays from tonight. And it's like from 6 to 8, I think. And I think a combo where you get both autograph and photo with both is like $40.
That's pretty good.
Yeah, you cannot beat that. I'll be bringing the Mattel Elites.
So wait, is that the same Friday as Steel City?
Yeah.
3 weeks. It's 3 weeks. I'm sorry. It's 3 weeks. 3 weeks. August 14th. August 14th.
The day
Again,
after
it's
producer number one's. Oh no, because then I'll be doxing
You're
myself.
doxing. You're
The
doxing.
day after my anniversary,
Doxing,
my
doxing.
marriage, my wedding anniversary.
There
yes.
you go.
Yeah. See, nobody caught that. Totally married.
Do it, Mike. Holy hell. Uncle Brivin's going to be there too. He will sign autographs for $5 as Ivan Koloff, because he looks like him. Can you read me our friend here's messages?
Yeah, Major, I'm married. You didn't know that? SGP says, here's an interesting talking point. I don't know if you caught the recent Big Rubber Guy video of new reveals. They're making figures of Popeye, Iron Maiden, Ozzy Osbourne, Princess Bride, Flash Gordon.
And the Kool-Aid Man I saw too. Yeah, I touched a little last night, but tonight's so much better than last night. Last night kind of sucked. Don't you agree, Producer One?
What sucked?
Last night's video that we did.
I don't remember. I was asleep.
Yeah, Producer Number One told me that last night sucked. I almost deleted it off of YouTube, but I won't, because it's getting views even though it sucked. It's going up in views and likes. But they're doing Kool-Aid Man, and I think they're just spreading themselves too thin. I guess they're going to learn their lessons. I talked about it yesterday with the baseball ones they're doing, the MLB. They're doing the Macho Man, and they said they're going to do every team, and they're doing the mascots for the teams. Now, if they did a Pirate Parrot, I think that would be pretty cool. I would probably buy it. But here's the thing.
Wait, they're doing a Macho Man Cincinnati Reds?
I think they did the Reds already, and they're doing each team. They're doing the Padres now for San Diego Comic-Con, and yeah.
Oh no, never mind. I thought you were saying something about Macho Man.
Oh, like in the baseball.
Yeah.
No, it's him in the cowboy hat and the stream, but different colored teams. The mold originated. I have it. They did the USA Macho Man, which he did wear, and then they're just repainting it. That's all. But here's my thing with the sports ones. Because Maestro, who is not on here tonight, he would have commented. I know this because he is a huge Mets man. Sports fans have their own memorabilia that they buy. They like bobbleheads. Bobbleheads are generally cheaper than $50 or $55 a pop, generally. So the people are not going to spend $50 or $55 on something that looks so similar to their bobblehead when it's just a piece of. It's not even rubber. I mean, they're plastic. They're like maybe a hard rubber, but I've gone through that. So I just don't see them winning on this MLB license. I really don't. As far as the movies, we'll see.
So we got a follow up from SGP. I'll give you his comment.
Okay, that's about it for that.
He says, I doubt they sell those other ops since they've been promoting the Bloodsport and Rambo, and I doubt they'd be selling at all because they promote them so aggressively. Like, who is buying those figures from them nowadays, to be honest?
Right, exactly. I didn't think those did well, so I don't know why they're continuing to go. Maybe they just have to learn the lesson the hard way. It's like I say, no one is going to get them canceled. People talk about me and Seth were talking about it earlier, how people on the Wrestling Figs board are like, we're starting a revolution here against them. He did tell me something funny about that, though. No one's going to start a revolution. And when people say vote with your wallet, Nobody can get together like that. It just doesn't work that way. What will happen is all of their shadiness and stuff will catch up, and somehow that will make them implode. That's what's going to happen. He did tell me that because Cardona and Koenig, he's the bald guy who was at Toy Hio with the Big Rubber guys. He's their business partner. He's another shady one. They are on that board. And I didn't know who they were until recently. I knew Koenig. I didn't know who Cardona was. Cardona poo-pooed me in one. He didn't, not for this, but for a comment I made. But they tucked tail and ran recently with all this controversy about their product. They stopped posting. Well, Seth told me that you can go on and look at their accounts, and they log in still and read everything. They just don't comment. So.
And SGP also says exactly these other IPs already have other companies who have done them better.
Right, exactly. It's similar to the MLB thing. You know, they are, you know, if there's a better product out there that's very similar or the same, you're only going to have a limited amount of people who are going to spend money or have the money to spend on a very similar or same product, especially if it's inferior to the product that they already have. So I think they should have stuck with wrestlers. I think they could have gone very far with wrestlers. Even current. People like the current stuff. They went nuts over the Shotzi one. They went nuts over it. I think the Killer Cross one didn't do as well. I have a soft spot for him because he's followed me on Twitter since he was an indie guy. So, yeah. But, yeah, I think they should have stuck with wrestling. I don't think anybody... People know what because where they stole Big Rubber guys from, the name is... People would always call LJNs big rubber wrestlers. Kids would say, yeah, those big rubber wrestling figures, that's where they took it from. I don't think anyone associates that size, that style, that brand with anything but wrestling figures. So,
Crumble Pie adds, when Hasbro tried rebooting Starting On Up figures a few years ago, it was a complete failure because sports fans don't buy figures.
Right, exactly. And they were so expensive. Maestro, again, I remember him showing me this. They were so expensive. They ended, and I believe they ended up in Ollie's, some of them. I think I'd seen them in Ollie's. They were so expensive, and it flopped. Yeah. Tim, by the way, I think it was Tim way back. I saw it. I wanted to get to it. He said he was going to meet Demolition and Niles the same weekend. That's the same promoter.
Same company.
Yeah. So that should be, you'd mentioned that to me before, I think. So that should be, you should have a good experience.
Is it like Retro Toy Mart or something? Is that what it's called in Niles?
Yeah, and I think, isn't that the gentleman who is here? That's his store, I think Brian would know.
The guy from Buffalo.
He's like the kind of spiky hair and the glasses.
Yes.
And I just added him on Facebook because he came up. I didn't know his name, and he's always so cool.
Yeah.
So I added him, and he commented on my one picture outside the rest stop where I did the funny pose.
I believe he's a Buffalo Bills fan.
Okay. Look
Yeah.
at me stepping on.
SGP has a few follow-up comments
Sure.
on the major stars. He says, I hate how they always say they're already selling out and they have been on the website for years.
Right.
And then he said, same with certain wrestling
Yep.
figures like Brian Myers. Let's be real. Who's paying $60 to $70 for a Brian Myers figure in 2026? He's never had hyper on him, which is something you've said.
Exactly. You know, Cardona, I always believe in being fair. You know, I may not like the guy, but, you know, he built his own brand up when he was in WWE, and really a lot of other people in that same position would have just fallen by. He built like his own little cult following. And then when he got released, because people popped for it. Mike Mazer was there at WrestleMania when he won that ladder match, and I puked. I was still watching that. I was like, Jesus, this guy is clown. But, you know, hey, he got that. And then when he got released, he kept on with that King of the Gimmicks shit or whatever he did. I don't know. He wore the crown. Deathmatch King or whatever. Yeah. So, I mean, he keeps himself relevant. He really does. Is he a shit person? It certainly seems like it, but he keeps himself relevant. Myers, though, yeah, I don't know where he gets his alleged money from. I mean, he's probably, I don't know, is he eating bologna sandwiches or something? I don't know. Bologna's expensive now, too.
A few more comments. Tim says, how can Cactus Jack come out so quick, but others take forever? And C. Kruger 5854 says they should be calling big plastic guys. Right. I hate they are not anything like original LJNs. Same with the new Mattels. I want true original LJNs remade someday.
And I don't think we're ever gonna get it. I think for a couple reasons. I think because it's just not feasible manufacturally. I think it's just cheaper to do it that way. And you know these companies are gonna go for cheap as long as they get the look. Mattel JNs especially. They have gotten such a buzz. People have been talking about them. The buzz that Big Rubber guys never had. I like the Big Rubber guys. I've talked about that. They make people that Mattel will never make. But Mattel have the buzz. That's why I said from the beginning, when Mattel Jans were announced a year ago this week, the Big Rubber guys had nothing to worry about with that. They should only be happy about that. I don't know what they've said about it, but Mattel Jans, LJN's coming back and getting in the spotlight again will only get them more eyes. So they should have liked that. They should have stuck with wrestlers.
Yeah, C. Kruger also says the dollar store has rubber and stretch toys.
Yep, right. I mean, if you watched my review of the Sting, I don't know what the other guy said because I saw a real. I'm not a real influencer. I'm just a dude, but I saw the real influencer pop up in the algorithm, and it's I'm reviewing the Sting. That I don't know what he sounds like. I never heard him, but he holds his figure up and goes like this in the picture. He was reviewing the Sting. It came out after mine, but I can only imagine since Big Rubber guys and collect major. Retweets his stuff and all that. I can only imagine he speaks that Big Rubber guys shit rainbows because why would they give him attention if he didn't? Me, I'm telling you right out that the Sting, the plastic boots fucking suck. The figure is in 4 parts essentially. Middle, top, pants, boots. That's not a rubber figure. So
Producer number 2's moved on to reading Facebook stories.
he's fired. Robin, you're fired.
Great. SGP says they're doing the same aggressive promo for their Dudley's live show. They said there were only a few tickets left the weekend they were announced 4 months ago with 100 tickets, and they still have a bunch available. And C. Kruger says this should be no money or factory issue.
Right. Exactly. And that's when I point out that all these companies, they're not really... It goes back to my rant about how, and a lot of it has been taking place this weekend with the San Diego Comic-Con, how, a lot of the collectors, whether it's wrestling or Star Wars or G.I. Joe, they watch these live streams that these companies throw out every so often. With Comic-Con, it's like a big deal. And they think that these sculptors and the people who create the lines, they think they're their friends, when meanwhile they are working to make the company money. They aren't working to make the fans happy. They're working to make the fans spend money is what it is. And they will do it anyway. That's why they will do, 2 things that the fans really love, and they're like, oh my god, I've wanted this figure since I was 5, which I am guilty of saying, but I don't say it to these creators, I say it to you guys. And then, 10 other things, they're like, how could this company do these things to us? They're making figures we never asked for, that we didn't want. And they don't understand that they're being mind-fucked. They don't get it. They don't get it. Good rant.
I thought you were going to get kicked out of our hotel room.
The views are skyrocketing now. They're like, look at this fat ass ranting in a hotel room with 3 other men.
Jimmy's going to knock on our door and ask if everything's okay.
Is everything okay in there? Firebreaker Tip is here.
We're approaching 1 a.m. on the East Coast.
Yeah. Could you read me the questions?
That's it. We're at the
Oh,
end.
we're good. But
Yeah.
there might be a few more because the business picked up when I went nuts. So.
Well, I'm still lagging behind this.
Oh.
I just have...
Well, it's not like it's Cardona here.
Oh, we got
He'd have 2 million viewers, bro.
So SGP says to everyone in the room, what is your dream figure to get? Or one...
We have to preface this. The producers don't collect figures. Me and Uncle Brian do. So I will say it.
I'd get my own figure.
If they want to chime in with
I'd buy a Joshy figure.
love you. If they do want to add them, they can do that. Several of mine are being made this year. I always wanted the Sapphire. And Mitch Hastel, Mitch is making her. And I imagine he will, it's a retro style, and I imagine he will make he's doing more of he calls them Regium. They're like the Mattel size. I imagine he will do one for that because he knows it will sell for Dusty. Because there's a million polka dot Dusties. My other ones are going to go on sale for pre-order, I think tomorrow. Is tomorrow the 25th?
Yep.
I think tomorrow, Bertha Faye. There's 3 different Bertha Fays through KWK, who I just showed some of his figures tonight. And he is a subscriber. I doubt he's watching. He's in Korea, I believe he lives in. But he is a subscriber to my channel. And he's making Bertha Faye, and I've wanted her since 1995. And I wanted her in Alundra. Because that was
Yeah,
the
you
first.
wanted her.
That was, well, I met her the night before SummerSlam. She was
Rhonda.
hot. Yeah. I met the Lundra, not a Rhonda. I would love to have met Rhonda, but I wanted her too. I like big girls. But we have an Alundra retro now from Mattel, so I really wanted Bertha Faye's, and we're getting 3, and I'm going to order all of them. Oh, Uncle Bravin's dream figure. I don't know if he's going to have one, but... Is there another question there that I can we get Uncle Bravin?
Yeah.
Actually, before...
Oh, you have a dream figure, Mr. Number 2?
I don't know that I have a dream figure per se,
All
but
right. I collect mainly to get stuff signed, so it had to be somebody that's not dead.
Right. Brian only buys living people that he can get signed. So I know what it is.
The Meanie's one of my
He loves the meanie, but I know what I can answer this. He wants bald Molly Holly.
LJ.
LJ and Molly Holly. LJ and Mighty Molly. He is the Molly Holly collector. Nobody touches him. So,
and then
producer number 2.
I was just gonna say that one of my favorite figures of all time, it's a rare signed figure that I have, is the Bret Hart Simpsons figure.
Oh yeah, and to go along with that, for those of you who do follow this channel, the Bret Hart Simpsons, the from NECA, I have a very cool piece involving that I've shown it elsewhere, but I've never shown it in the vlog. So yeah, if you haven't subscribe, because I'm gonna pull that out. I'm gonna whip Bret out.
Oh,
And then
It's getting
And
late.
Friendly Lurker asks, what's the next event that you plan on going? You guys are a fun group except producer number 1.
No, well, I don't think he said that, Friendly Lurker, that part. I don't know. I've been doing these. I've been doing conventions, traveling to conventions for 22 years. This hotel was the first one I went to, with a variety of different people. Basically, if you see me now, you're going to see Uncle Bravin and these two, really, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a varying group. Basically, this is our group now. They do a lot more than I do. I basically only do the gathering. I will occasionally attend Steel City Con in Pittsburgh, where I live. I'm not going to do. There's one in a week from now. I'm not, or 2 weeks.
2 weeks.
2 weeks. I won't be there. But I occasionally do that. So you never know. I will keep it up to date. And you can meet me at Toy Palooza in Monroeville, Pennsylvania on Saturday, September 19th. You could buy something. I'll give you something. If you tell me you watched the live, I'll give you something. How about that? Who else does that? Cardano don't give shit. Woo woo woo.
So, SGP asks.
Hold on. Kruger has a comment.
Oh, I missed it.
In order.
Go
They
ahead.
should be able to make a true rubber figure, no problem. I see other rubber toys all the time. They say factories can't do it. I'm confused.
Well, you know what? It's the same as, I'm going to go out of the genre here, but you all know, everybody knows C-3PO? Star Wars?
Beat me up, Scotty.
Right, exactly.
Yeah.
Back in the day, the original C-3PO, up until through the 90s, through the 2000s, they were all the VAC metal paint. It's like real shiny. It looks like he did in the movies. Even the original 1977 was like that. Then for a long period, Kenner says it's not, or it's Hasbro now, says it's not viable. They won't do it. They give all these excuses. Then they reissued the original and they did it. So obviously they can do it. It's the same with the rubber thing. They just make excuses. It goes back to like 3 or 4 years ago when the action figure companies started to get rid of the plastic window and they just put them in the boxes where you couldn't see what you did. They said it was for the environment. No. What it was to save them money. And when they realized that that mint and box collectors didn't want to not see what was in the box, they went back. That's why every toy line has windows again. And the Star Wars Black Series line just today unveiled a window box that goes almost all the way around so that you can see the figure the whole like 75% of the way around in the box. So if they were worried about killing the environment, Jesus, they're demolishing it now. And I'm sticking to it. Yeah, go ahead.
SGP says, first of all, he says that you guys had great picks for your figures.
Thank you.
And then last question of the day, because he's going to be going to sleep. We sort of touched on this, but what are you guys looking forward to tomorrow? And he is also asking when you plan on going live tomorrow so that he can join at the start.
We did it at 11 tonight. Uncle Brian likes to get to sleep early for the trip.
Plus, I'm leaving at like 4 a.m.
You're leaving at 4 a.m. So we're probably 9.
Yeah.
We'll probably do 9 and not really take it too long. So we'll try to do it around 9 because Sunday is travel day for all of us. So yeah, we'll try to do it now. We'll probably keep it pretty short. It's not a party night tomorrow night. And this was the coolest party in this hotel this weekend. It really was. What was the other? What we're looking forward to tomorrow? We can maybe do a fast go around. Me, it's getting the Freebirds Gloob signed. I've only met Michael Hayes once. I got a lot signed from him. I've only met him once. Garvin, I've met a lot. But I'm really, really looking forward to getting those two signed. So that would be my big one tomorrow, probably. Linda Dallas will be fun too, from the Misty Blue Troupe, because I've never met her. She has Wonderama cards from Crockett, so that'll be a fun meet. From what I saw, she kind of looks the same. So, producer number 1.
For me, it's Michael Hayes as well.
Michael
I've
Hayes.
been clamoring for him to do something here for a long time, and now he's hopefully finally here. I know he doesn't do much because of his producing job with WWE, but it'll be nice to meet him. Like Josh said, I've met Jimmy Garvin a handful of times, so for me to be able to meet the
leader
of Bad Street USA,
the lead singer,
Michael Hayes, it'll be a real treat tomorrow. So looking forward to that.
I think I know producer number 2's, but go ahead.
What do you think it is?
I think it's to meet AC Jazz, the Nitro Girl.
You know, Linda Dallas is one. It's just mostly people that I haven't met before. So, I mean, AC Jazz is one that should be cool. I mean, but outside of even this, I'm looking forward to seeing my buddy and your buddy Jimmy.
Jimmy, yeah. I don't know if he's watching. He said he wanted to join in. I was expecting him to kind of talk, so I don't know if he didn't get to. I know he did something. He did another show today. But yeah, Jimmy Calhoun, we are looking forward to it. And let me just tell you, because we're going to get to Uncle Brian here. I want to know what his highlight for tomorrow is. But producer number 2 is like the Nitro Girl's best friend. Spice and him. Nitro Girl Spice and him. This. He loves the Nitro Girls. And I would have bet dollars to donuts that he had met AC Jazz 25 times, but he never has. So she's going to be here, and Fire is going to be here. I don't really remember all their names. Is that the only 2?
Those are the only 2.
Okay, so Fire and Marty, who's the promoter of the gathering, has a good relationship with most of the girls. My favorite's Kimberly, and she's a sweetheart. So
I also met him briefly, but I am looking forward to seeing Tony Gurria again.
Tony Gurria, he's fun. He's a good guy. He's a nice guy.
I'm still
Uncle Brian, highlight for tomorrow that you're looking forward to.
Psychosis.
Because
420.
This will be the 400. I don't know if you could hear him. He's way over there. But this will be the 420th micro brawler. The micro brawlers that Uncle Brian will have signed, and it's Psychosis. And
Scott Norton on my Japanese program.
Scott Norton, Uncle Brian is finishing a Japanese program that I got him when Chono was here a few years ago. And one of Uncle Brian's favorites is Buff Bagwell. It's Bagwell, Norton, and Chono NWO Japan cover. It's going to be completed tomorrow. Is that it? Any more? You sound like did you have one more? Or did you have another one? Or I thought you said one more. That's it? Well, I'll add one for you. Because Jacqueline's tomorrow.
Yeah.
Jackie.
He loves Jacqueline.
Yeah. I wonder why.
Who doesn't? I love her too. Everybody loves Jacqueline. So
Miss Texas.
Miss Texas. And I have a Miss Texas gimmick. Oh, God. Yeah. Actually, both of mine are Miss Texas.
We got a follow-up question for Brian.
I will show them tomorrow. Yes, let's do it.
The top 5 micro brawlers.
Your top 5 micro brawlers in your collection. I'm going to see if one that I think is in there is going to be one. Because it's probably pretty rare to get signed. Because he's dead. I don't know. I'll say it if it's not.
The Gang Chase.
One-man gang chase.
Meanie.
Blue Meanie. He's a big... Everybody loves Meanie. He's a big Meanie fan. Meanie loves him. They're another one. Who?
Hurricane.
Hurricane. It's another buddy of his.
all 5 of the flares.
All 5 flares. He went through and got all the flares at the time signed. Yeah. You know who I thought you might have said?
And the giant Galactushausen.
Giant Galactushausen. I can only imagine that's Danhausen, a big Danhausen from like Galactus, the guy, the comic villain. Yeah. You know who I thought you might have been on your top because he's probably hard to get signed because he's dead? Iron Sheik. I thought Iron Sheik might be in your top tier because he would be hard to get signed.
Yeah.
Yeah.
He had 2.
Uh-huh.
I think the one with the headdress was the exclusive that when they were still glued on.
Oh, yeah, right.
But I don't have that one signed.
But you
I
do have one of them signed.
3 of the bald ones in 3 different colors.
Do you have the jorts signed, or is the jorts the other one? The jorts, the jean shorts, is that one that...
Did they stop? I think one of the first ones that wasn't glued was like the Terry Funk. The Bloody Terry Funk.
Bloody Terry Funk.
They stopped right after, I think it was like the Kevin Nash Super Shredder and IRS. Those were some of the last glued on ones.
Since we have I think the biggest crowd of the night right now, let me tell you a beautiful story about this man over here, Uncle Bryven. He asked me, occasionally he will, when they were pre-ordered and there was a short window, and I occasionally will pick up a micro brawler. I don't really get them signed. I have the Headbanger signed. He asked me if I wanted a Dusty. They were doing Dusty in the Son of a Plumber shirt. I was like, of course I want a Dusty. So he ordered 2 Dusties. He got 2 chases. The Chase Dusty, to this day, it's bloody. The Chase Dusty, to this day, goes for a lot of money. Now, he could have said, you know, I got 2 chases. I know you don't really care about the micro brawlers, so don't pay me for it, and I'll sell the other one. I'll make a ton of money. Do you know that man sold me it for the price that he paid for it? Tearing up. Crying. I'm crying. I love you, man. That's the community that we have. That we have as collectors of wrestling people and memorabilia. That's the little 4-person community that we have. And, you know, we fight and snip and get mad at each other on these trips. 4 guys in a hotel for, 4.5 days can be murder. You know that. But we built that camaraderie, that relationship. And we fight and get mad at each other and get sick of each other and pissed and all that shit. But at the end of the day, it's love. Anyway, let's go.
So Tim Collins commented that Cardona busts all these companies' broken figures like Rush, but yet theirs are falling apart.
Yep.
And then he also commented that he wants Mulkey Brothers and Rock and Roll Express too.
Yeah, the Mulkeys are here today. One of them, I'm not breaking any news. I don't know them personally, but it's been, one of them has really bad cancer, but he was here, so I'm good to see him. It was the heavier set one. I can never remember which his name, but they are sweet. They are really nice guys. We've met. They've been to more of these shows than they haven't been. Yeah, I think sometimes they would just show up. The Cornetto brothers used to always show up too. Did they? That was one I missed.
They did a run-in.
Run-in, okay.
Yeah.
I missed that one.
For the photo ops one year in the photo op room, they brought their own Mulkey Brothers T-shirts.
Mm-hmm.
And you know how other people, they'll bring in belts, and this person held this belt, so you can wear the belt in the photo.
Right.
The Mulkey Brothers just had like a 3XL T-shirt, and they just put it over there. They said, "You want to wear this shirt for the photo op?" And everybody's like, "Yeah, sure." So everybody would put on the Mulkey Brothers T-shirt that they brought from home for the photo op.
Mulkamania. They're living the dream all these years later.
Friendly Lurker says if we got Bull Nakano, we should definitely get a Bertha. I want Mike Awesome.
Yep.
Let's see.
The Bertha's go on sale tomorrow. There's 3.
So we have a few comments from C. Kruger 1554. Ollie's, Dolly Tree, and Walmart all have brands of various rubber toys or stretchy material. How is it expensive to produce for a big company like Mattel?
Right.
And then also he adds, where's all the this might be a good topic for you, Josh. Where are all the females in terms of LJN or Hasbro style figures? Sherry, Eve, Riot Girls, and Amber Nova.
Right. Well, they're doing Cyndi Lauper, which I love because she was just such an integral part of that company taking off. It's even though a lot of people talk about it now, it's really understated how many eyes she got on WWF at the time. It really is. So she is finally getting her due as far as merchandising. We need Sherry. As a kid, for some reason as a kid, I was convinced there was an LJ and Sherry. I convinced myself that I saw it. I can still picture what I
Mandela
imagined
effect.
it. It was Mandela. It truly was. But it never happened. We know it never happened. I would love to see Sherry. They, as far as I know, they still have the rights to Sherry. So hopefully it'll happen. I mean, there's a look at Sherry. There's a ton of ways they could go. They do have Sherry. What am I saying? They do have Sherry. They announced the Sister Sherry Elite yesterday. So love to see. I think we'll get her. I really do. I really do. Who were the other ones he mentioned? Do you remember?
The female.
Yeah.
Eve. I assume that's Eve Torres.
Eve Torres.
The Riot
she's a
Girls.
deal.
Which
That would be like a big rubber guy, I guess. That's Ruby Riot.
Ruby Riot and Liv Morgan and the Riot Squad. I assume.
I could see. You know who I could see in the Mattel JN because they do a current one. Liv, because she's real popular. Rhea, because Rhea got a retro, and the one he bought. Brian bought an autographed Funko Pop today of Tiffy Time. What's her name though? Tiffany Stratton. He bought an autographed pop of her today. So.
And then Amber Nova, he mentioned.
Who's she?
I think she's TNA. She was.
Didn't you meet her in Tampa?
We'll have to Google her.
Yes. I believe.
Producer number 2 met Amber Nova. So.
And doesn't know who she is.
Well.
I know who she is. I think she wrestled for TNA, if I'm remembering right.
Producer number 2 goes to these ladies like I go through hams. So yeah.
And then when Brian mentioned the gang as his,
I saw Mike. Yeah. I did the bellow real silently because you guys were talking. I went, ooh. I did it in the video the other day, the Jelly Roll video, because that was my big thing at the end. I pretended not to know what he reminded me of, the Mattel J and Jelly Roll, and I knew all along.
So
I pulled the gang out.
why the boo? Fill me in.
This is the bellow. He would go,
No.
oh, what? Wait, what?
No.
What?
I believe he's referencing.
Oh, God! Oh,
that he wanted to meet the gang at WrestleCon.
Mrs. Gang is a little commandeering. I've even heard older wrestlers. I have heard Teddy Long talk about this.
Can we do what we can do? Probably a whole show on old wrestlers' wives.
Oh God! Yeah. I mean, there's some here. There's some in this hotel right now.
We were talking today. There was a gentleman who had a Dory Funk.
We were going to tell that story.
He had a Dory Funk card on his shirt, an oversized card, and there was an autograph that was scribbled out.
It was the All Stars card.
And as the story goes, he had given some items from his personal collection to Dory, and Dory was so grateful for that he asked if the men wanted anything in return. He said, "Yeah, if you could sign my card." And Dory signed his card, and Dory's wife Marty was not pleased by this and seized the card and said, "No, it's my card now. It's not your card, and if you want it back, you have to pay me." And the man protested, and they went back and forth, and eventually the resolution of it, I don't know if that's the right word, was that Marty actually scratched out Dory's name and says, "Okay, you want your card back? Here it is." And so he made a t-shirt out of it. There were some other stories, but yeah, I'm sure she would be high on the list.
She's a bitch. Sue me, Marty.
SGP is asking about the story from Mrs. Gang.
Oh, okay. Mick Mazarips and I were at
The original
WrestleCon 2012.
I don't remember.
And yeah.
In Miami?
2013 then.
New Jersey.
It was Jersey.
2013.
Okay.
Twice in a lifetime.
Gang was there. Gang was done signing. And he was away from his table. We hadn't caught him. So we figured he was going to leave. So he's walking out kind of. And, Mike would have paid. But in the original situation. But like I said, I said it earlier, 2 hours ago, we were in the Hogan line. I ended up working Leilani's table in the Legends of the Ring room. I pissed off Jameson Winger, because we're friends and I didn't go up to see him because I didn't even see him in the room. It was so congested. WrestleCons are insane. That's the only ones I've ever at, and they are insane. Well, Gang's walking out. Mike wanted a photo. So he goes up, he figures, Gang's a great guy. He's a sweet old country boy. He asks him for a photo. Up comes this little woman, yay tall. We gotta pay for that. It was his wife. Now, I think had it been presented differently, he would not. Like I said, he would have gotten her had we had time to get it. Gotten paid to get him had we had time, but we didn't. So he kind of washed his hands of the Gang at that point. So that's the story.
Just kind of walked away.
Yeah. That's Mrs. Gang. She's strange.
we have any other whys we're going to throw on a list?
I saw something come through here about Foley.
Also,
Oh.
SGP asked earlier about the Foley experience. What's the story there? Are you saying it for a video?
Yeah, I'm gonna save it because it's late too. Yeah, I'm gonna save it. I want it for posterity, and that means if you haven't subscribed, subscribe.
See, there's another question here. C. Kruger. Speaking of which, I'm new to your channel.
Thank you.
Have you
Welcome.
talked much about Ms. Net's XOX Customs on Etsy? I'm not sure.
Hers is the closest. Yeah, no, I haven't. I don't know if somebody. I don't know. Was it you that asked that yesterday? Somebody asked that yesterday, and I never heard of it. And I have not had a chance to look it up.
There was a different
person
yesterday.
Okay.
Yeah.
I have not heard of them. So I will look into that. You say they're soft rubber like the Latuni. Yeah, I was talking about the Latuni yesterday, the cartoon. That's the only one I have. Because it looked like the rock and wrestling cartoon. And it's real soft. It feels like a dog toy almost, a little more thick. But I didn't mind it because they didn't make LJNs of the cartoon. And so I'm like, well, we don't know what the cartoon figures really would have felt like other than the erasers. So I could excuse it. I like how it looks, and Latuni does seem to be a nice person. So when he does more cartoon people who were in the show, I will buy more. I just don't want the Savage or Flair because they weren't in the show. Is there something after that? I think I see one. He signed for you.
Just
Major just says he signed for you, but wouldn't
yeah,
give a
because she hadn't run up. She hadn't run up yet. She didn't see it. Yeah, so because we didn't catch him. Rock and wrestling cartoon is something I loved. Oh wow, people must have posted the cartoon back then. I know Vault has some of them up. I don't think they have them all of them up.
thoughts on figures from the cartoon?
What's that?
Thoughts on would you like to see figures?
Yeah,
of the cartoon?
yeah. There, I think from what I've heard, because about 15 years ago there was a guy, maybe 10, who was selling unlicensed like customs. He even did Heenan, who's not in that many episodes, of the characters, and he sold them like a limited. Again, they weren't licensed, so I don't know how far he got selling them. From what they were beautiful, but they looked just like the cartoon images. From what I understand, from what I heard, he's doing the sculpts for Latuni, and that's why the Andre looked so good. So I would love more. I would love them all. I would even love Mad Maxine. Of course, never made it into the show, but was in the original promo drawing for it. And if you haven't looked, if you're new to the, I don't remember who said who was new. I have videos showing 2 of the animation cells from the show on here that I own. So that are some of my favorite things from the show, the cartoon by Deke. Do 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 do. Deke. My battery is running low. We're not going to plug it in because we're going to, even though the audience is maintaining, I must be entertaining tonight. It was my rant. Then it was me talking about the Love Fest.
And then who was the voice of
Junkyard? Hogan?
Yeah, was that Uncle Phil?
Junkyard was Uncle Phil. Hogan was Brad Garrett from Raymond. And Superfly was Louis Arquette, who's the father of the Arquettes we know now.
Okay.
And he was in a lot of old TV shows, and he might have been on Night Court. I know he was on Mama's Family. And then his father was on the original Hollywood Squares. And he played a kind of a country. He was like an old style country character named Cliff Arquette was his name. I can't think of it. Charlie Weaver, and he wore suspenders and he had a mustache and a little hat and glasses, and he looked like an old like Pepperidge Farm Remember style character, and that was the granddad. But the middle was the middle dad was Lee Arquette was Snuka. And then some of the more known cartoon names like Cozier would know them were the other characters. So yeah, I don't know why. You would think that would be an avenue that I don't know. Maybe there's a thing over the licensing, and I don't know that Latuni really had the license to do the Andre. He has the license to do Andre. I don't understand how he had the rights to do Andre in the cartoon. It doesn't say rock and wrestling, but still, there's property, intellectual property there. But I'm shocked that Mattel hasn't looked into doing figures. Obviously, they're not going to do Snuka, but they could do Hogan and Andre, and I mean, they have almost all of them wrapped. They won't do Moolah, but they could do Wendy, Andre, Hogan, Tito, Sheik, Volkov.
Yeah, Tim just commented. He said WWE has every rock and wrestling character under contract except Snuka.
Yeah. And no, they don't have Moolah. Well, I don't know if they don't have Moolah, but Mattel wouldn't make her. That's for damn sure. Actually, you know, as far as Snuka, I have been told in the past few days that they have him under some sort of deal because he's in the card game app now. He was just debuted in it, so he's back in some form.
SGP has a question.
Mm-hmm.
He says, "Okay, last question for real.
Okay.
Thoughts on WrestleMania 9? I watched it for the first time this year and loved it and paired it with the documentary. The Steiner match was the best. Love the outside theme."
I liked 9. I watched it live at a friend's house. I loved I was a Hulkamaniac. I wasn't a Brett guy. I like Brett. I respect Brett. I was a Hulk guy, so I loved the ending. It's fun. It's you know, it's not one that holds up as well as some of the other ones for me. But see, some of my favorites don't hold up for a lot of other people. My favorite will always be... Oh, and let me talk a bit more about 9 first. I love the documentary. It made it so good. And when the 9 documentary came out, I really thought there's not a lot of good, really unique merchandise from WrestleMania 9. Of course, they did merchandise. They were deep into it at that point. But it wasn't overwhelming like some of the other Manias. So I just went on eBay and I found this Las Vegas magazine with Brett on the cover with the Winged Eagle belt. It might have been the first magazine cover he was ever with the belt. I don't know. There might have been a WWF magazine before with it. I'm not sure, but I got it. I've never seen another one, and I got it signed in a high spot signing because I don't deal with Brett in person anymore. Nothing against him, but he has lines out the door no matter where you go. I don't need to meet him again. That's enough. So I just sent it to high spots, paid for it to get signed. It was signed on video. I got it back. It's beautiful. It's in pink. So I got that. So that's my favorite WrestleMania 9 piece to bring the memorabilia back into it. But what I was saying about how some of my favorite WrestleManias don't match up, I love 6. I will always love 6. I will always be obsessed with 6. I hate Lance Storm and Edge for being at 6. I don't hate them, but I'm jealous. Because Dusty was there. That's his WrestleMania. And God was he over, him and Sapphire. I love the main event. I love that Akeem is there, and Boss Man, and Martel, and Coco, and I could go on. But I love 6. I love 3. I always say that I would trade my King of the Ring 98 personal view if I could trade it with somebody and I could get the feeling and memory of being at 3 or 6. That would be my thing. I also love, and this is the controversial pick of mine, I love WrestleMania 4, which a couple of years ago, you can ask all these guys, I was talking nonstop about WrestleMania 4, and I think I started a little revolution because people were like, I like WrestleMania 4 too. So I could see how some people could say it's like boring, but I think WrestleMania 4 just captures that 80s feel so much because it's in, shoot me now for saying it, but it's in Trump Plaza. It's just, Robin Leach is there and Vanna White, and it's just 80s. It is just 80s personified in a wrestling show.
I thought it was Vance White that was there.
It was some guy named Vance White. I'm going to do a Bob Uecker video, too, by the way. That's coming up, too. I've been thinking about it. I might save it for Mania, but we'll see. And it's late, but you guys are staying on, and I love it, but my battery's dying. And the producers are getting restless. They're bored. They're watching YouTube, not me. But Mania 6, I feel, is the perfect marriage between the old style of wrestling where you have an arena that is not blindingly light, but still it looks up to date. You do have some lights, and you have the carts, and you have, it looks like a big production, yet it retains the feel of, you can still feel some old school wrestling with it. And I love how the Sky Dome in that show seems like it's this gigantic thing, and then you watch a Raw from Sky Dome, and it's like, that's Sky Dome? It doesn't look very big. They made that place look so big for 6. And Dusty.
I will say this too, SGP. Mania 25 is one of my favorites because it has my all-time favorite match, Shawn Michaels versus The Undertaker. But there's also, as Josh said, his favorite movie, The Wrestler. You have Jericho versus Snuka,
Steamboat,
Piper, Steamboat, who
That's
put on a
my
hell of a
match.
Performance. And then, you had Santina Morello winning Miss WrestleMania for the comedy value. So there's something for everybody. WrestleMania 25 was a great show.
I'm pointing to you with the Cobra, Brian. He loves Santino and the Cobra.
Tim says he likes WrestleMania 2.
Two's fun.
Different venues.
3 locations.
Is that the NFL Battle Royal?
It's
too?
the NFL Battle Royal. I have the Bill Fralick promo photo, and he native of the hometown next to mine, and I didn't have it when he was alive, so it's not signed, but I like having it. Yeah, 2's fun. 1 is just like a Madison Square Garden house show, but what's fun about that is at the time, Madison Square Garden house shows are where the celebrities went. It was the in thing. So yeah, it's just like a house show, but it's all the big stars. It is you can feel like it's in the Madison Square Garden, and it's the old school lighting, and so you got that. But at the same time, the electricity. It's really you think a gorilla saying, "Oh, the electricity," really it is. I mean, it's like pandemonium. It's rock and wrestling 1. So I think all those original ones have something good. 1 through 6 will never be topped for me. And a lot of people love 8. I'm not going to yuck their yum because I like some bits of 8, but I just do not see. I think 1 through 6 are just untouchable. And when I was getting into the smart mark side of wrestling, there were a couple things I could not understand that people shit all over the first original WrestleManias, and they shit all over Gorilla Monsoon's commentary. Uncle Dave really disappointed me when I found that out. And I was a subscriber for a long time. But when I found out that his style of fan was against all the things in wrestling that I believed in, yeah. I knew I wasn't one of them. Is there anything else?
Mikey says he loves 8. Is that what you saw? Is that why you mentioned 8?
Oh, no, I didn't see. I can't.
Okay.
Yeah. I'm not going to yuck your yum. I don't know. There is one thing from 8 I love. Tito's sister.
Ariba
McIntyre. I think I didn't like it because it was supposed to be the end of Hulk, and we knew it was never intended to be. It was just to write him off for a little while, but I didn't want Hulkmania to end. I mean, they were booing him. I'm not going to
Tim
deny
wants a
it.
Liberace.
What about Liberace?
He said we need a Liberace.
Thank
I don't
you.
know if he means a figure or just in real life he needs a Liberace. I don't know.
We do.
I don't know what you're asking for, Tim.
We do, and they never. I think his likeness must be.
Is there somebody in your pocket with you, Tim? We need a Liberace.
There must be something with his likeness rights because they tried to get him for the Batman '66 line, and no one could get him. And he has a museum out in Hollywood with all his pianos and shit, and his candelabras and his gaudy outfits. And it always needs money, so I don't know why they don't whore out his likeness. I really don't. But they couldn't get him for Batman because he was a villain, so I don't know that we'll ever get him, but we sure do. We need him and the Rockettes, just a whole line of figures. I'd buy it. I ain't never seen anything like this, Gino Morella. That's a bad job. I can't do Jesse. I could spell his name, somebody said.
You couldn't spell Liberace's name.
Oh, I knew who it was. But wait. That's right. Liberace, you got it right.
And he confirms he was saying figure.
Right.
Figure.
Liberace almost died in Monroeville. We'll tell that story another night. Because it's late. I can't believe people were still watching. I love you people. I do. I love everybody who's watching this. Just sitting there on a Friday night staring at my ugly face listening to me talk about rubber figures. And WrestleMania is where everybody's dead. It's insane. I love it. Wrestling fans are great. I'm one. You're one. You're one. You're one. If that's it, though, if we're getting slow on the comments,
Yeah.
I think we'll wrap it up. My battery's about to die. But thanks again for joining us. This was fun. This was just like the other 2 nights ago. I can't remember it anymore. No, that was a curse. Got cursed last night. So, yeah, no fun taglines tonight. But thanks again for playset. What's it say? What? Thank you, Crumble Pie. And what did C. Kruger say? Playset.
He said playset. I'm not sure what that's in.
TNT playset. Yes. Oh, that would be fun. Yeah, I bet you there's no Vince retro. It would be hard without Vince. But you know what? I think Vince is coming back from what I hear. So maybe we'll get it. Because they're not going to make his figure
Everybody
anymore.
comes back in wrestling.
Everybody comes back. They said Bruno would never come back to the WWE, and I knew he would. I knew he'd sign eventually. It was like $1 million. People are always shocked when I tell them that. I'm like, it was common knowledge. They gave him like $1 million. He asked for $1 million. He just wanted the security for his family. So there was money. There was a lot of money involved. But Heenan.
Bobby Heenan show.
Oh, the Bobby Heenan show. And we're getting Jameson figure from KWK. I have 2 on order because I'm friends with John Giacomo, and
we're in Panther country down here in Charlotte, and Jameson's son was in a famous commercial with Cam Newton, former Panthers quarterback. So there you go, little trivia.
he played your son too.
You're giving away too much information about me.
I don't think that's true. I don't think you look like him. But he was on Kevin James' show. And some people say that director number 1 looks like Kevin James. I don't see
I
it.
got upgraded from producer number 1 to director.
Producer, director, you're all rolled into one.
Running low. Mine are running low.
You're all rolled into one.
I have to use the bathroom. Could we go?
Well, there's just one more thing here. No Ink Get Sisters. I love the Rosati sisters. I want them. So again, thank you all for joining us. We will do one tomorrow. We'll do it earlier because we got to sleep tomorrow. The parties were tonight. The parties at the Gathering in the hotel were here, and you guys were part of them, and I want to thank you. So join us for one more review tomorrow night. Hopefully I'll have signed Freebird Galoobs to show you all. Whether I know you guys in person or not, whether you are personal friends or you're just joining us, you're friends to me because you joined us and you joined in on our fun, and you really made this one of the best gatherings because we could do this with you. So thank you. Please like and subscribe if you haven't, because the likes on these count too, and I didn't know that because I'd never done lives before we did this. So please like and subscribe. There's a lot of fun on this channel. I'm continuing to post videos while I do these too. Maybe we'll somehow hook up and do some lives after this because this is fucking fun. So again, thank you all. Have a great night, and we'll see you tomorrow.